Today we are Master Chef's peasants. Greetings, I am your king, King Russell's Vampire Lord the First. And as I said, today we are Master Chefing our way towards perfection. I have an unsolicited visitor here, but we'll keep him because he's adorable. So it's winter. I've gone and gotten my funds in order. So before we start cooking, just have some patience, okay? You all know about this whole fruit preserves thing, but I also expanded the brewery a little bit. So there's all of my Dewy Star wine kegs. Yes. I had to keep my wooden silos for other purposes. And as you can see here, we are aging some Dewy Star wine here. So that's what I have been busy with. We also have this beautiful little apple press with some honey bottles in it. And then I have since expanded on a lot of stuff. So I have been using the brewery in a few spates and spurts because what we need to do today is we want to get that whole cooking thing out of the way. Because it's a tedious process, but it's going to be fun. So what I've gone and done is in our recipe book here, I have gone and separated 4 chests with the remaining stuff we need. So how this works is the top one is the first chest you see there. This one, I believe, should be that chest. The baked goods. Did I do baked goods? I forget. I don't think I actually did baked goods. No! I don't have a baked good chest. Gosh, I think I goofed. I might have missed the baked good chest. Oh, well, I suppose we'll, sort that out at another time. Anyway, so let's get cooking. Everyone prepare for a very long cooking episode. This is going to be a long cooking episode, so sit back and relax. First, we need some baked lamb ham. For that, we need a cabbage and a lamb ham. So there's one lamb ham and there's cabbage. You might be asking me how did I get all these things? I worked hard for the last month, all right? I worked very hard for the last month, all right? And that's why we have greenhouses, people. That's why we have greenhouses. So we put this in there, put that in there, and put our lamb. Just get in there. And that is going to sort out our roast lamb. Is that what it is? Baked lamb ham. All right, but whatever that is called, but sure. I've never heard of a baked lamb ham before, but it is what it is. So boom, that's done and dusted. There's our baked lamb ham. And I'm just going to keep everything in my inventory so that we don't worry too much about that. The next thing we need to do is sausage with oat patty. So what we're going to do is 2 minced beef, oat, butter, potato, and carrot. So let's see here. We need carrot. We need oats. Do I have any oats? No. There's my oats. I forget which one is supposed to be the correct one. I think it might be this one, actually. I forget how I did my chests, in all honesty. I forgot how I did my chests. Minced beef. I think it's in here. Yeah, this is the one. Minced beef. We need a potato, and I think we need, what else do we need there? There's going to be a lot of back and forth, and butter. Butter. So, that should go into a cooking pot, I believe. Yes, it goes into a cooking pot. So let's take our cooking pot, stick it right on top of our stove. That's cooking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, butter, that one, and we need a bowl. So let's grab a bowl. Do I have any bowls? Yes. I have a lot of spare bowls, people. I do mean we have a lot of spare bowls. Okay. See, this is my only issue with this. It's like, the stove is supposed to work the way we need it to work, but it doesn't always work the way we need it to work. That's one of the problems that we have doing this the way that we're doing. But there we go. And this makes 2 servings, by the way. So feel free to keep 1 for yourself. There we go. It already picked it up, so that's how you do it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. You've now done that. Give yourself a round of applause. That's another one of your cooking things done. Next, beef patty with vegetables. We need raw beef. I think everything should be in here. So I need to clear my inventory space. Hold on. Let's just do this. Let me just clear the stuff I don't need. We do need the knife for something else. We do. I'm going to put that away. We don't really need that. We're done with fishing. We can retire the fishing rod. The fishing rod is done. We don't need to speak about the fishing rod ever again. So say goodbye to the fishing rod because the fishing rod did what it needed to do. We are on perfection with the fishing. And we did need the fishing rod for a couple of fish, which I did go and get. All right, so The next thing we needed to do was actually cooked cod. So I need 1 raw cod, a cabbage crop, butter, and that. So let's see here. Is this the one? There's a raw cod. We need 1 cabbage. What else did it need? I keep forgetting. Butter and carrot. So butter and carrot. There we go. Put that in there. And once again, 1 bowl and 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Does this need to be in a very specific thing? Does this need to be a raw cod, carrot? Do I need to swap the... like so? Does it need to be in a specific order? You need to cook into something else, don't you? In a cooking pot, isn't it? Yeah, cooking pot. I'm the fool. I'm the fool. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. While that one is cooking, because it takes a bit of time, let's go to the next one. Oat pancake. It also needs the cooking pot. We need 3 oats. So 1, 2, 3. We need some dough. We need butter and strawberry. So butter and strawberry. There we go. So let's wait for that to finish and then we'll cook the next thing. This is a cooking episode, so if you want to get your Master Chef on, your king decrees that you wear an apron and wash your hands. Otherwise you are a filthy peasant and you should be banished to the coal mines forever. Perfect. Now that we understand each other, hurry up please. My goodness. The only thing about the cooking is it does take time, and I only really have like 1 of every appliance. We needed a cutting board, by the way, so I went and made that because we do need a cutting board for some stuff. So there we go. We now have a sausage with an oat patty, although to be honest with you, I don't know if that sounds actually any kind of delicious in my honest opinion. Oh no, we got cooked cod, and that's what we did. Alright, never mind. Sausage with an oat patty. I don't know about that. There's some strange dishes in here. Alright. Next, after that, we need a patty with vegetables. So this is also again going to be in the cooking pot. So we need beef for this. We need a carrot. That's what I saw. We need butter, potato, beet, potato, butter, and I think there was one more thing I needed here. Butter and... I think it might have been like a cabbage. Yeah, cabbage. There we go. Boom. So that will go into our cooking pot. That is done. We get 3 servings of that, which is great. We now have our oat pancake done and dusted. So give yourself a round of applause. You made some delicious oat pancakes that Grandmammy would be super proud of you for making. All right? Give yourself a round of applause. I decree it. And we're just going to slam out those pancakes. All right, so the next thing we need to do is cooked salmon. So we need raw salmon, cabbage. We need more butter. I think I'm out of butter, but I should have butter here in one of these chests. There we go. We need the salmon. We need corn, and we need... I forgot what the other freaking thing is. Was it corn? No, cabbage. Cabbage, there we go. Any spare ingredients we have will keep on us, so that we make the rest of the stuff. That's what we need to do. There we go. Quest completed. So that is your patty with beef vegetables. Or beef patty with vegetables. I seem to be incapable of speaking the English language today. So just ignore your king when he's, not himself. But you should also respect the king. Okay. Stuffed rabbit. So we need to put this in a stove. So we need onion, raw rabbit, and carrot. So I went to go and slay out some rabbits in the far desert. That took me an actual eon to do. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. That took an actual eon to do. My goodness, that was a trip. If you look at where our desert actually is, all the way down here is where I found some rabbits. I don't know if I missed any rabbits. I probably did at one point, but yeah, that's what happened. All right. So stuffed rabbit is done, and the other one is done. All right, so let's put these dishes there because we're going to eat them regardless. Next, we need barley patty with potatoes. Honestly, this does not sound appetizing. Anyway, I think it needs 2 barley, 1 potato. Let's see here. Potato, we need butter, egg, and cabbage. So I have some eggs, but I don't have enough butter. Butter, eggs, and cabbage. So let's grab 1 butter from here. That's fantastic. Butter is very easy to make, so don't worry your pretty little heads. And I do believe that this needs to go into a cooking pot. So there we go. 1, 2, and then... You could kind of put them in any order. It doesn't really matter because you can just make everything just like that. It's very simple, very easy, very nice to do. All right, so that will be the literal last thing except the stuffed chicken. I lied. So in our stove, we need chicken, carrot, and onion. So let's see. Chicken, carrot, and onion. We got quite a bit of spare ingredients, so that's nice. In all honesty, that's nice. I like that. All right, that's still going. So that will complete our farm and charmer achievement. There we go. Stuffed chicken, baking bonanza. How nice. Okay. I don't know what that achievement was, but sure. We're waiting. And boom. Oh, we got a totem of growth. What? That's fantastic. Thank you for that. All right, there we go, everyone. Farm and charmer. We got magic rock candy. Oh my goodness, we've got magic rock candy. Magic rock candy is amazing. Look at what it gives you. Look at what it gives you. Keep this if you want to go fight the Ender Dragon. All right? You cannot sell magic rock candy, so don't even try. All right? And then we'll keep one of those. I am storing this in here. All right. So that takes care of our farm and charmer. So it's out of that. I'm going to grab the rest of these ingredients and plop them into the next chest, because we may need them for different things, right? So now things get a little bit more complex for all of us. Now, let's move over to the left side here. I completely forgot about the baking side, so that will do in another episode, unless we make this a long one, which it probably is if you're watching this right now. All right, so let's get on with this. So we need roast lamb. Now, this is where we needed to get red wine. Now, red wine, if you want to make red wine, you can, where is it? Red wine. So let's go over here. You need sweet berries in an advanced wine keg and wine bottles. Now, I had quite a bit of berries still left from last time, and they're all in my big chest. So I use that to make quite a bit of red wine. Now what we need is one of these, and we need a cabbage, and I think that's a cabbage. I should be correct. Let's make the roast beef, and we need to make that in our cooking, our roaster. So let's do that. While that is going, let's go to our next thing. Roast beef with carrots. We need red wine, carrot, and raw beef. So raw beef, carrot, and a bottle of red wine, and we go to our stove and put that in there. Those two are cooking. Perfect. Let's get the next one in order. Omelette. In our cooker, we need butter, flour, strawberry, sugar, egg. So we need strawberry, butter, flour, sugar, egg. That's what we need. So once that is done, which one's going to be quicker? This one. The roast beef one is finished. So that's your roast beef with carrots. We're waiting. There we go. That's the other one. We'll put those in. There's your other one. Roast beef with lettuce. I don't know about that one. Or roast lamb with lettuce. That just feels like a cop-out dish. If I'm going to be real here, it feels like a cop-out dish. I don't want to be Gordon Ramsay up in here. All right, tropical fish. We need white wine for this one. Cabbage and tropical fish. So I also went with white wine or sun-kissed wine. Sun-kissed wine, all right, counts as a white wine. Sun-kissed wine. Why did I only get the achievement now? Did I never actually put it in my inventory? Probably. So 3 oranges in an advanced wine keg, or you can take a normal wine keg with 3 oranges in, and it makes that. So it depends on what you want to do. We needed we needed stuff, I forget. We needed a tropical fish, which we caught in summer. At least I had a couple of those, and we need cabbage crops. So there should be some here, and cabbage. There we go. And what we do is go in here. 1, 2, 3. That'll cook what we need. Let's grab our omelets, and that should do that achievement as well. Yeah, I was busy, people. Let me tell you, I have been busy. Can't tell you how busy. All right, so next one is salmon on white sauce. We need white wine, butter, and raw salmon in a cooking pot. So butter, white wine, and some raw salmon right there in our cooking pot. So put those 3 in while that's cooking. Is this still going to be on fire? I'm going to leave it on before I take the dish out so that the cooking pot still does what it does. Because if you take the ingredients out, or if you take this out, ooh, you make two. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. That one is done. We'll grab that. Boom. Look at how efficient we are, people. I just want to point that out. Just look at how efficient we are right now. Just appreciate the insane amount of efficiency that's happening right now. All right, perfect. The next part, continuing with our kitchenette. We need tomato mozzarella salad. So first we need to make mozzarella. How you do that is you get a large milk and you get water for that, and it gives you 6. Luckily, we have a lot of large cows. So let's take these two, like so, and let's make some mozzarella. So into your mixer, like this, right click to mix, and mozzarella. And then, as usual, we fill up our bucket because we're going to need quite a bit of water for a lot of the stuff we're making here. So I'm going to put that back. Now, we have mozzarella, and I'm going to put the rest in there. And for this, we need tomato and a bowl. So very simple, one tomato right over there and a bowl, which we have. And now you just mix them together, which is real odd, because considering you don't actually put a bowl in here, but I don't digress. I just do what the thing tells me to do, and boom, we have a tomato mozzarella salad made out of a mixing bowl, you know? So, and we got a nice little buff there, so we have feast, so we have quite a bit of benefit going on for us, which is fantastic. Now, next, we need a fresh garden salad. So again, in our pot stirrer, we need a bowl, carrot, tomato, cabbage. So I have a bowl, tomato, cabbage, tomato, what was the other thing I needed? A carrot. Sounds like a delicious dish, honestly. Sounds like meat. Alright, so let's go here. Wait, hold on. Don't put the sword in there. What are you talking about? It's gonna be a very sharp tasting salad, that's for sure. And mixed. Boom. We now have a fresh garden salad, which, you know what? We will chomp on, and we get farmer's blessing out of that. So we are essentially satiated for the most of the time being here. Now, I am running out of bowls, but that's fine. We can always make more bowls. Now, the next thing is we need a plain old salad. So bowl, cheese, tomato, lettuce. That's a very basic salad. There's some cheese. We need a bowl, tomato, and lettuce. And again, we are going to go and mix it up. So there we... No. What am I doing? Why am I doing? And who am I doing? My goodness. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mix, mix, mix. It's a cold winter's day, so it's time for a garden salad. Hello, and that makes us 4 portions of salad. So you have now made a salad. Congratulations. Just chuck that in with the rest. Let's get going. So we're making some serious progress, as you all can see. Like I said, your king has been busy with a lot of stuff. But he is not done. Pork ribs. All right. So for pork ribs, we need a raw pork chop, some red wine, and honey bottle. Let's see here. Raw pork chop, honey bottle, red wine. Beautiful. And now we can take it to our stove here, because you can make it in a stove. By the way, if you look at the top here, you can make it in the stove as well. So while the stove is busy cooking, let's see if I can make an oven. Fillet steak. We need red wine, cheese, and raw beef. So red wine, cheese, and raw beef. Let's do that one into our cooking pot. Bam. Next one after that, let's go with the beef with mushrooms in a white wine and potatoes. So we need a baked potato for this. We need that fillet steak that we're just making. So we need a baked potato. We're going to get that fillet steak, right? Remember, we made that fillet steak. We need some mushrooms, white wine, and butter. So butter, mushrooms. Do I have any mushrooms here? And a white wine. There we go. So let's grab our fillet steak here. Once it's done, that's the pork ribs. We don't need the pork ribs. So that's fine. The pork ribs don't go into anything else, so don't worry too much about that. You can see we actually do need the pork fillet. Okay, so we're actually going to keep the one on us for later. Put those in there. We do need it for something else. So for now, I'm actually just going to stuff it in there. There we go. If we need any dishes for later stuff, we will put them away. That's what we'll do. We will put them away. This glass bottle can chill in here. All right, so the next thing we need when that is busy is pasta with bolognese. So this is where things get a little bit tricky. We need to make tomato soup. So we need 2 tomatoes and a red wine. So red wine, and I'm actually going to make 2 portions of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we need it in a cooking pot. Like so, and then I'm going to just do this because, you know, the mechanics of this is a little weird. Why is this not making... What does this need to be? Huh? What is not cooking here? Wait a minute. Fillet steak. Do you need a different... Oh, it needs butter. Did I put cheese in there? Oops. Oops. The boy doesn't know what he's doing. Your king is being a nerd. And then, what's happening? Fillet steak. Raw beef. Butter. Red wine. So what's your problem? Does it need a bowl? It needs a bowl. Okay. I'm the fool. All right. So we have a lot of tomato soup, just not enough bowl. So let's do this. Bowl. No, I don't have it. Plank. Let's just make a metric truck ton of bowls here. Boom. There we go. 64 bowls. And you know what? I'm just going to slam them in there. There we go. So we have the tomato soup. However, we're going to need a lot of this tomato soup. So I'm actually just going to keep like 4 of these, and then we can sell the rest of this because we just don't need all of it. But we do need this tomato soup for a lot of other dishes that we are making. Namely, pasta with bolognese. So we need to make a bolognese sauce. So we need the tomato sauce. We need red wine. So tomato soup, red wine. What else do we need here? Tomato soup, red wine. We need raw bacon, carrot, onion. Let's see. Raw bacon, carrot, onion. And then I think we still need mince. Let me see here. Yeah, we need minced beef. I don't see any minced beef in there. No, there it is. There it is. Minced beef. So now we take it to our cooking pot. Like so. Is it the cooking pot or is it the other one? It's the other one. No, wait. Hold on. Wait a second. Yeah, it's the other one. Never mind. Okay, the other one. So in here, grab our fillet steak, which again we're going to need. We're going to keep this fillet steak because we do need it. And now we're going to make our bolognese sauce. And with that bolognese sauce, we need pasta and cheese. So let's grab our cheese. I do have some pasta in here. And pasta is fairly simple to make. Pasta is really simple to make. So what you do with your pasta... let's just go here. Let's go to pasta. This one right over here. All you do is you either take a knife to dough and you cut it up, or in the mincer, which is better, you take your dough and you put it through the mincer, and it makes you some raw pasta. Now, once we have those two, what do we need the fillet beef for? We needed it for the beef with mushrooms. That's what we needed. So let's get a baked potato. Baked potato, yeah. Baked potato. No, I already have a baked potato. Yeah, it's down here, I think. So put that here. Let's just see if I have everything. Butter, that one into our cooking pot. So that will cook. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. What else am I missing there? Butter. What was it? Butter, white wine. We need white wine for this. So let's grab our white wine and pop that in there. There we go. We have some bolognese, and we are going to keep some of the bolognese because it does need to be used in other dishes as well. So don't forget, you do have other dishes you need to make with this stuff as well. Never forget. Never forget. All right, while we wait for that, I don't think anything else is cooking there. Kin Kali, we need dough and we need minced beef. This is fairly simple, so let's get our minced beef, and we need 1 piece of dough, and all we do is slam it in the cooking pot like that. So that one will be real quick, real simple, real easy. Let's grab our dish out of here once it's done, and then I'm going to slam the other 3. There we go. put those 3. Beef with mushrooms in a white wine, white wine and potato. There you go. I'm trying to sound fancy, but in all honesty, the English language is just not working for me. It really isn't. It really isn't. There you go. Kinkali. That is also done. And if you want to see if anything is used in these, you press U. As you can see, Kinkali is not used in anything else. So we can sell that without any apprehension. There we go. That is the next dish out of our way. We're waiting for this one, and then we'll continue. So like I said, this is a cooking episode. This might be a very long cooking episode. So I hope you're here learning how to cook with your king. There we go. Pasta with bolognese, baby. Pasta with bolognese. Now you can compost it if you want to, but I mean, who's going to compost that delicious dish? All right, perfect. So that takes care of that. Now we need to make a beef Wellington. So for that, we need some mushroom soup. So to make mushroom soup, we need a large milk, some butter, red wine, and mushrooms. So let's see here. We need red wine, we need mushrooms, we need 1 large milk. And what was the other thing I needed? Why do you need mushroom soup in the beef Wellington? Red wine and butter. All right, so butter. Let's grab that. And what was it I needed to do? Where do you need to go? In the stove. So let's go in the stove. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? There's no way you go into a stove, brother. No, wait. No, that's the cooking pot. Never mind. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh boy, you can tell. You can tell. Your king is tired. He's been doing this for a while. I had to think so hard about every single recipe out there. So for the beef Wellington, we just need beef and some dough. So let's get that beef. We could just use the lamb ham, but I am going to use the one that I have more of. Beef and dough. And then once that is done in the cooking pot, we take this and we go 1, 2, 3. Pop that in there. Come on. There we go. That will cook our next dish. We need beef tartare, and this is easy. You take minced beef, onion, and a bowl. There you go. So minced beef, onion, and we have a bowl. And that's all we're going to do. Just plop them there, and then we go 1, 2, 3. Into the bowl. Hello? Are you mixing? There we go. Done. We have beef tartare. Let's see if it goes into anything else. It does not. It does not. Now, you can use it to make, like, other stuff, like turnip beef stew and stuff, but basically beef tartare counts as, like, raw beef. It's what it is. That's actually what beef tartare is. It's just raw meat that people munch on because we're savage animals living in a society where we think we are wild. All right, beef Wellington, done and dusted, out the way. Gordon Ramsay would be proud. We don't have a lamb sauce, but that's fine. We don't need the lamb sauce. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We don't need the lambs. Right, next is lasagna. So remember we needed that bolognese? So bolognese, we need cheese for this. And we need pasta. Now, every time you do this in a different thing, it makes something else. So bolognese, pasta, and cheese in the cooking pot. Like this. Is it the cooking pot? Hello? Lasagna? It's in a cooking pot. Maybe it has to be a very specific way of doing it. Bolognese. Oh, it's not cooking. That's why. Never mind. I know why it's doing the thing. I know exactly why it's doing the thing. There we go. Our lasagna is on the way. The next thing we need is pasta with lettuce. We need pasta, lettuce, and cheese. So cheese, pasta, lettuce, like this, into our cooking pot. Boom. That's done and dusted. There's 6 servings of lasagna here. Garfield would be very happy. If you don't know who Garfield is, you are way too young to be here. If you know who Garfield is, we're getting old. All right, perfect. That is also cooking. So we've got the lasagna out the way. The pasta with lettuce is going. We need chicken with vegetables, white wine, raw chicken cuts, and a harvest plate. Now, harvest plate requires a bowl, tomato, carrot, and potato. So we just need a carrot, tomato, and a potato? Was that it? With vegetable. Yeah, potato. Salad. What? You didn't even cook the potato, brother. Anyway. Let's put those in. And this gives us 3 servings. And we are going to need many of these servings. So if you thought that we're not going to use all 3 of them, well, let me just tell you how life can disappoint you. All right? There we go. Mixy mix. And 3 servings of harvest plate, which we're all going to put in here. We're actually going to take 1 harvest plate now. And with the harvest plate, we are going to go chicken with vegetables. We need raw chicken cuts and white wine. So 1 of those, 1 of these, and I think, what do you go into actually? You go into the stove. So 1, 2, 3, we'll grab that. That's done and dusted. We've got our pasta with lettuce, and that just gives us a good amount of satiation. So we're just going to chomp on that as a sign of dominance. That's what we're doing. This is a sign of dominance. Oh, it would actually help if you cook, right? It would actually help if you cook. All right, so chicken Alfredo is next. So we need pasta, raw chicken cuts, and red wine. So we need pasta, raw chicken cuts, and some white wine. So once that's done, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Chicken with vegetables. And again, you can just check if this is used in anything. Again, you don't have to use this in a lot of stuff. You don't have to use this in a lot of stuff. We have the ingredients. We have the technology. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We do. We have the technology. All right, that is done. So we've got our chicken Alfredo. Master of the pan. Give yourself a round of applause, peasant. You've made it to master of the pan. Gordon Ramsay would be so proud of you right now. He would. All right, but let's make him even more proud. So now we need mousse au chocolate. So we need cocoa beans, small milk, and butter. So let's see. Do I have what I need? Cocoa beans, small milk, and butter. I do not have a small milk. Do I have a small milk anyway? Yes, I do. Right over here. And what we do is 1, 2, into the mixing bowl, just like this. I think that's the mixing bowl. And hello? Okay, clearly I did it wrong. So let's just do this. Where was I supposed to make that? It's a mousse, right? So where are you supposed to? Oh, you're in the cooking pan. Never mind. I'm an idiot. 1, 2, 3. Never mind. I don't understand why you would cook mousse, but sure. Sure. I'm not here to complain. All right, chicken teriyaki. Remember that harvest plate? Mm-hmm. So harvest plate, chicken cutlets, and I think that's not chicken cutlets. I think it was a piece of cabbage, right? Yeah. 1 piece of cabbage. Let's do that. And I do believe you go into the cooking pot. Yes, you do. So, got 4 servings of that. Boom. And there we go. We've got mousse au chocolat. And you can break this down for like brown dye or romantic chocolate box. You can also use it to make like chocolate spread if you want to do that. So what I think I might do is I might just like save 2 of these for later on, because we do need to make dessert stuff. So we're going to need to make quite a bit of chocolate mousse. Actually, you know what? Let's be smart about this. Let's actually be smart about this. Pre-prep for the dessert stuff. There we go. Chicken teriyaki. So we've got our chicken teriyaki. And again, it's not going to give you anything else. So I'm going to munch 1 in honor of our victory and then sell the rest, because again, we are making money here. All right, we are. We're making money. It's a little bit of money, but it's not that much. All right, perfection. Next, pasta with mozzarella. We need pasta, red wine, egg, and mozzarella. So red wine, mozzarella, pasta, and I forget the other. Pasta and egg. All right, we need egg. You need to go into a cooking pot. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's done and dusted. The next one is the beetroot salad. This one is easy. Beetroot, cheese, and a bowl. So cheese, beetroot, where you at? Yes, beetroot and bowl. There we go. Up there. And 1, 2, 3. Mix, mix, mix. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No worries there. Master of vegetables. Give yourself a round of applause, everyone. And again, gives you sustenance. You can listen to your speakers, and you have sustenance for a day and an eternity. Remember, when you do this, you gain farming experience as well. So it's a free bit of experience. There we go. We've got pasta with mozzarella. This is called the Completionist Bander Panel Light. Grants fire resistance. We now have fire resistance. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Actually, you know what? Come here. Come here. We deserve. That's our way of doing things, baby. That's our way of doing things. Now we just need to make the mushroom soup, which we already did. So why didn't it give me the damn achievement? What? Oi! We made the mushroom soup. What are you talking about? Red wine, large milk, butter, and mushrooms. Okay, fine. Red wine, large milk, butter, and mushrooms. Luckily for you, I have large milk. So get wrecked, nerd. In a... Why did it not give me the achievement? Excuse? Hey, modpack, stop being you. Well, wait. Ah. Your king has satiated the deep beast. There we go. Mushroom soup now. Thank you. Candlelight champion. Done. And we get another magic rock candy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the good stuff. Oh, yeah, the good stuff. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's the good stuff. Right. That takes care of your candlelight dinners. Your romantic time is over now. Next. We have all of this to go. Now, again, I think I forgot about all of this, to be quite honest with you. We should be able to make a fair bit of it, but I might have to go and farm up a bunch of stuff again. It's going to take me another month in season. Also, don't mind all the money that's hanging around there. You don't need to know about that. But we also have this whole thing to go. So remember when I told you the most painstaking things are going to be our brewing and stuff? Our brewing is basically almost done, to be quite honest. We are. And a lot of your brews, your master brews, are really only going to come in later. So your kegs are really where your long time thing is. But luckily, as you can see, we have a lot of kegs. We really don't need to worry too much about brewing. Cooking is the tedious one. Remember, butterflies and slimes do not count towards perfection. I don't know if they'll ever change that. I'm hoping not. But for now, we are continuing with our adventure. So, we need to make a bisque. So for that, we need some crabs. We need onion, large milk, rice, and carrot. So do I have any of this? I think I've got all my seafood stuff up here. So let's see here. For our meat here, we could get some raw clam meat, which you can get just by, playing out clams and cutting them open on the cutting board. We need onion, rice, carrot, and large milk. We need carrot. I need an onion. If I have any onions. I've got so much stuff everywhere. Onions. We need rice, and we need a large milk. So large milk. Do I have any rice? Yes, I do. There we go. That should sort it out. And I do believe you go into a cooking pot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That will make our bisque. Not a lobster bisque, but it's a bisque nonetheless. All right. Next, we need seafood gumbo. So we need a cloister, a shrimp, and a whole bunch of stuff. So let's see. The cloister here. There's the shrimp here. What else do I need? Cloister, shrimp. I need onion, raw pork chop, and rice. And here, onion. Any onion? Yeah, onion, raw pork chop, and rice. My rice is in here. So that sort that out. This needs to go into our cooking pot. So we're really gonna slam out the cooking pot thing here. But there's your bisque. Congratulations, you've made a bisque. Enjoy it. It's delicious. I wouldn't know. I've never had lobster bisque in my life before because lobster is expensive, much like bread. Clam chowder. We need clam meat. We need a large milk. We need potato and onion. So onion, potato. I should have some potatoes in here, unless I don't. Potato. We need a large milk. And we need some clam meat. There we go. That one should be done. Boom. Put those in there. Seafood gumbo. Well done to you. You've done the thing. Brilliant. I know we're doing one dish at a time, but I really need to try and poke. Shrimp fried rice. We need a shrimp. We need some cooked rice, onion, and carrot. They might be asking me, how do we cook the rice? I'm going to show you. So shrimp. And it's raining. Beautiful. Onion, carrot, hello, carrot, and we need some rice. Now we need to cook this rice. They might be asking me, how do we cook this rice? So what you do is you go in to your smoker or a furnace or something, and all you simply do is you cook the rice. Just like this. I lied accidentally a lot, and I now need to find out how I cook the rice because my brain doesn't seem to work. It's literally in a cooking pot. Okay, never mind. What did I do wrong here? Okay, I'm just going to take those out so I can understand what I did wrong. What happened here? Why won't you make the clam chowder? Potato, onion, large milk, cooked clam meat. Oh, never mind. So I can probably just do that. There we go. Cooked rice. Okay, so while that's happening, there we go. Cooked clam meat. All right, we've got our shrimp, fried rice, and now we can finally cook the other one. So don't always listen to what I have to say. I kind of suck, but it's okay. It's cool. It's fine. It's all good. We are here to cook, right? That's what we're here to do. We're here to cook. We're here to show the world our culinary design. And there we go. Clam chowder out of the way. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. You're making a massive difference in the world of culinary cuisine. Now we need a small milk, a bowl, and 3 coral fragments. This is horrible, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone in the history of planet Earth. Please do not eat this kind of garbage. But you need 3 coral crunch here. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1 and 1. And somehow this is supposed to make some kind of ridiculously healthy cereal. Would not recommend. Does not look like fun to eat. So, yeah, to get the coral, all you do is you get your crab pots to do their thing, and you'll get coral if you're trying to look for coral. All right, cool. That was disturbing. Next, we need a crab leg. So all you do is you get a cooked crab, and you take it to the cutting board. So we'll wait for that to cook, and then you grab that off, and then we need to make a fish stick. So we need basically a cooked salmon and to put a stick on it. So I'm going to take this salmon right over here. We're going to go and smoke this thing or cook it, whatever the case may be. And then all I'm going to do is get a stick. I already pre-prepped some sticks so that we don't have to worry about that. So there's a stick. This is cooked. So let's grab this. Chuck it on the cutting board. Right click. There you go. Crab legs. Boom. Now, these generally don't have any use. So we just send them away on their merry way. You can eat them. They give you a little bit of food diversity, but I mean, it's not something you need to worry about. And you've got a cooked salmon, and all you do is take those 2, and now you have a fish on a stick. And that, again, only gives you sustenance. So that will sort you out in a heartbeat. I sincerely hope that you have subscribed at this point, peasant. Right, now we need a squid kebab. So you'll notice that there's cooked squid. You can get squid tentacles from murdering them. You can get squid tentacles from murdering them. So you go ahead and you cook your squid tentacle there. And then all we need is a stick, 2 onions, and a tomato. So let's go grab that. A stick, 2 onions. Do I have any onions here? Do I have any tomatoes here? 2 tomatoes and an onion. What is 2 onions? It's 2 onions and a tomato. I lied. I accidentally lied a lot. All right, and then what you do is, when you do that, I do believe it's in the crafting table. So we go there, 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 and boom, you have a squid kebab, and that is done and dusted. Well done. You're getting your seafood out of the way. You see food and you eat it. Fantastic. Next, frog legs. We need to cook frog legs. Now, again, frogs you find in the wild, and you have to murder them. You find them in the swamp biome. And all you do is you cook that, and then again, I believe it should be similar. It's actually a mushroom, onion, and carrot. So let's go look for that. Mushroom, onion, carrot. So onion, stick, mushroom. I don't see any carrots there, but I know I have a carrot in here. And then we will grab our frog leg. Boom, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the wrong one. Frog leg kebab. There you go. Delicious. Not something I would eat, but you know, each to their own. Each to their own. No one judge what we munch together. All right, cool. Next, we need to make a jar of sea pickles. This is very easy. All you need to do is find some sea pickles. You can't tell me you can't find them. They're literally in the ocean. Goes diving, unless you have thalassophobia, in which case I would recommend hiring someone to do that. We're going to take our bowls out of here. And all you do in the cooking pot is you stick the sea pickles in there. They cook. And there you go. You have a jar of sea pickles. Yay. Doesn't sound all too pleasant, but you know, all good in the hood. Yay. Jar of sea pickles. Ugh, I don't know about that one, to be honest. I don't. What does this give you? It's just like a small delight. It doesn't look like anything too great. All right. We have that one out the way. The next is a stuffed nautilus shell. So you actually do need a nautilus shell for this. Luckily, you can find these on the beach or fish them up, or even in crab pots. Now what we need is we need some cooked salmon. So let's grab one of the salmons here. Let's go cook it up real quick. Just here. And while we do that, we need, for this particular thing, we need 3 pieces of kelp. Kelp you can find literally by crossing the ocean. You cannot miss the kelp. You legitimately cannot miss the kelp. There's just no way. Cooked salmon, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to cook our nautilus shell madness. While that one is going, we want to make some crab cakes. Crab dough, small milk, eggs, and onion. So we do have an egg here. We need onion. We need a small milk right there. We need crab and dough. So there should be dough in here somewhere, if I remember correctly. Dough, and I do believe I have a crab here. There we go. There's some crabs. That is all done. There's your stuffed nautilus shell, egg, and I do believe that goes into a bowl. Wait a minute. Does this go in the cooking pot? Yeah. So what's the problem? Small milk, dough, egg, crab, onion. Small milk, dough, egg, crab, onion. What? What do you mean I shouldn't have this? Is that the wrong onion? What do you mean? I've been cooking with the... Oh, that's the wrong onion. Why would you let me have that? Those you can still find in the wild somewhere. So those are like old onions I used to have. Oh my gosh. Cool. Thanks, game. I'm not blaming the developers because sometimes Minecraft does weird things. It honestly... Yeah, I don't know, man. Minecraft is a strange game. You can still find some of the old items. You just can't use them. So, it's crazy. That I must have picked. Those might be wild onions that spawned. Surf and turf. We need cooked seafood, baked potato, and a steak. Let me see. Steak, baked potato, and cooked seafood. So, right now what I'm going to do is we're going to go and cook these 2. And this is quick because the smoker like cooks it unbelievably quick. It does. It cooks it actually just insanely quickly. Like I should be, it's already there. Cool. Look at that. Smokers are the way, man. Smokers are the way. And then what you do with this is the surf and turf. All you do is you put it in your crafting table like this, surf and turf. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Look at that. Bam. Done and dusted. Out of the way. And now our final dish, a clam bake. We need cooked shrimp, cooked cloister, and seagrass. So we need to cook all these things here. So there's a cloister. We need 1 more of these, and we need a cooked shrimp. Then we also need some seagrass, which again you can find in the ocean, and carrot and onion. So let's take the actual onion and carrot. Now I need my seagrass. Do I have any seagrass? Yes, I do. Okay, perfect. And then again, we do the usual. Okay, that does not get cooked in there. So let's find out what this gets cooked in. You get cooked in a cooking pot. So fairly simple, straightforward. Cook that in there. And then I also think you get cooked in a cooking pot. So it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It happened. That one and that one also gets cooked in a cooking pot. And then the rest of the dish also gets cooked in a cooking pot. So cooking pot for the win. Stay on there. Don't go anywhere. Beautiful. This is fantastic. This is harmony. Then we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. And that will sort out your surf and turf area. Next, we're going to move over to the right here. And then we're going to try and sort out all these. Again, I did not get any of the baking stuff. So we'll likely have to farm up. Although I do believe I have most of the ingredients needed for this, if not all the ingredients. So we're going to have a look. Maybe, just maybe, I have all the ingredients. I just need to actually open my eyeballs. All right, perfect. That area is done. The next one we want to do, let's go for a cheeseburger. All right, so I do believe this is my actual chest for this. So we need some bread. We need a beef patty, which you can literally just cook. You can make a beef patty by cutting the raw beef, and that's the easiest thing in the history of the planet Earth. So we need some beef patties. There it is, beef patty. I think I need like lettuce, onion, tomato. There's tomato. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, I need an onion and cheese. Onion, cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I put this in a crafting table? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Cheeseburger, baby. Who doesn't love a good cheeseburger? Who doesn't love a good cheeseburger? There's my bread. There's my patties. We need some eggs for this. Now, what you need to do with the eggs to actually get the egg, and we're going to make a lot of these, is you need a fried egg. All you have to do is go to a smelter for these eggs. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this whole stack of eggs and I'm going to make some fried eggs because we need the fried eggs. We need a lot of fried eggs. Now the next thing we need is lettuce, tomato, onion, cheese. So there is, I think is there any more cheese? Do I have any more cheese? That's the real question, huh? That's the real question. There's some cheese. We need lettuce. We need tomato. We need raw bacon, which we need to cook. So the bacon we need to cook for the Emma burger. So let's go cook the bacon. It's fairly simple. All you got to do is take it to a smoker and it will do its thing. We're just going to wait for this to do its whatever it needs to do. Actually, you know what? There. Because I don't want to. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. I don't know if you want to wait. I don't want to wait. There we go. All right. Perfect. And then... that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still need one more thing here. So bread, beef patty, of course. No, there's the beef patty. Cheese. All right. Beef patty, cheese, tomato, onion. We need an onion. Where's my onion? That's not it. That's the onion. Where did these come from, man? All the wild onions I had, man. All the wild onions I had. All right. Here we go. And then when you put them together... There's the Emma burger. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. The Emma burger is done. That Emma burger looked delicious. You kidding me? I would love to eat that burger. You kidding me? Oh, man. All right. The next thing we need to do is a chocolate nut granola bar. So we need oat, honey, cocoa beans, and peanuts. So let me see if I've got any peanuts here. I should have some somewhere. There's some cocoa. We need cocoa for this. We need cocoa, honey bottle, oat. Do I have any oat? Yes. Oat, honey bottle right there. And then I just need a peanut. Do I have any peanuts here? Doesn't look like it. Where are they? Oh, there. Oh, man. All right. So, with your peanuts, what you want to do, again, you want to roast and toast these. So stick them in the smoker. They will do what they need to do. You just plop it right in there. Bam. I am going to take some of these eggs and put it away because we do actually need to put it away. And there we go. Some roasted peanuts. Now, I think with this particular thing, we do just want to put it in the crafting table. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your granola bar. Look at that. Got some cool granola bars. And they do like nice little energy things. So they also give you a bit of strength, which is great. The next thing we want to do is we want to get a fruity granola bar. So we want onion and onion. We want oat. We want honey. Crown. Stay up there. And we want berries. Now, I know I had berries in here somewhere. There we go. 2 berries. And then what you do is you plop them like so. There. And now you have a fruity granola bar. Beautiful. There you go. Fruity granola bar. And that gives you a little bit of a speed boost as well. You can see we can run nice and fast. The next bar we want to make is a deluxe granola bar. So we want roasted hazelnut, which we know we have here somewhere. There we go. Roasted hazelnut. We want oat, honey, cocoa beans, and 2 berries. So take 2 berries. We want that one. We want oat. And I think, what was the other thing we needed? 2 berries, oat, and a honey bottle. Where's my honey bottle? Honey, honey, sugar. And then we go one like that. And then bam, bam, boom, deluxe granola bar. Now, when you eat this, you get mining, you get haste. Oh, it's so nice to cook. It is. It is nice to cook. We want to make overnight oats. So, you need to put this in a fermentation jar. So this is where things can get a little bit long for your cooking, but it's fine. So we want a piece of oat. I'm trying to find this now. Where's my oat? There's oats. All right, perfect. We want oats. We want 2 berries for this. 2 berries, which we have here. 2 berries. 1, 2. We also want a pumpkin slice and a melon slice, which is very easy to get. Pumpkin and melon slices. You just grow them and you cut them in the crafting thing. So then they just make the slices. And then you want 1 apple. I know I have an apple here somewhere. There we go. These are apples stored from ages ago. Now you go to the fermentation jar. We also need a bowl for this. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. Put a bowl in there. And now it's going to do its thing eventually, I think. Let's see. Fermenting jar. I just want to make sure this is done correctly. It's going to take 4 minutes to do what it needs to do. I just want to make sure it's actually doing its thing. I guess we'll wait and see. It has to, unless you have to be very specific with it. We'll see. It does look like it is going to ferment, but we'll have to wait. So this is overnight oats. Oat, 2 berries, pumpkin slice, melon slice, apple. Let's make sure. Oat, 2 berries, pumpkin slice, melon slice, apple. There. I hope it's doing something, because I'll be pretty mad if it doesn't do anything. Alright, so we're gonna trust the Minecraft gods to do what it's doing. Alright? The fermentation jar. Alright, so pickles. To get a pickle, we need to use a fermentation jar for cucumbers. Alright, so where are my cucumbers? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you need some salt. So we need to make another fermentation jar. Now, I don't know if I have everything for this, but we're going to see. So, fermentation jar. I should actually have everything for this. Let's see, fermentation jar. I need a jar, so let's fill that, put that in there, and then another fermenting jar. Boom. We'll do that. And you know what? You need to go. There we go. And we'll plop that there. And then in here, we will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And I do believe you need a glass bottle for that. Yeah, that's fermenting. Beautiful. That's doing what it needs to do. So there we go. We will get some pickles. And that will allow us to make some pickle soup. To be quite honest with you, that sounds disgusting. I am not a pickle fan. I know if some of you are pickle fans, that's fantastic for you. I'm happy. But pickle soup does not sound delicious. Carrot, potato, beet, cabbage. So carrot, potato, cabbage, beet, right? I want a beet. I don't see any actual beet that isn't. There we go. Beet. All right. And then that will make us some soup. So we're just waiting for that to ferment. And that will do its thing. That's going to take a while. That's almost done. So while we have that going, let's get to the next thing. I do believe this is like all the fermentation stuff. All right, we need some ghostly chili. So that's going to be great. We need 2 ghost peppers, tomato, raw beef patty, and carrots. So let's see. What did it say? 2 ghost peppers, 1 raw beef, 1 tomato, and I think it needed. What did it need? A carrot. There we go. 1 carrot, please. There we go. 1 carrot. There we are. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a cooking pot. There we go. We're about to make some 5-alarm chili up in here. That's going to blow people's socks off and probably leave them with ring sting, which is not fun. All right, pad thai. We need bell pepper, peanut, and a plain old peanut. So I hope I didn't roast all the peanuts. I think I might have roasted all the peanuts. That's a problem. Shoot. That's a problem. may or may not have roasted all my peanuts. That's not good. Can I use a plain old peanut? I guess we'll find out. Pad thai. We need bell pepper, pasta, cooked chicken cuts. So do I have any bell pepper? Bell pepper, cooked chicken cuts. We need pasta, nut mash bottle. So nut mash, you need to get peanuts into a preserve jar, and then you'll get some nut mash. Now I did have some somewhere. I keep forgetting where I put my stuff. In all honesty, I really do. There we go. Nut mash. Then we still need a plain old peanut and some pasta. Is there any pasta? I should have some pasta in here. There's some pasta, and we need to get some peanuts. Where did I put this? Oh, there. Okay, there we go. 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 No worries. All right, ghostly chili. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think. Where was this supposed to go? Into a cooking pot. Pasta, peanut. Oh, I need nut bottle mash. Okay, so this jar, you then take 3 bottles in and around it. So I should have some bottles here. Bottles. There we go. So what you do is you take your nut mash jar, you put 3 around that, and you make nut mash bottle. And then that we'll put in here, and I'm gonna put my peanuts in here so I know where they are. And we go there. There we go. That should cook it. Beautiful. That's the next thing we need doing. What was the thing I was busy doing previously? I was making pickle soup. That's what I was doing. All right. That is now overnight oats. Congratulations, everyone. We now have overnight oats. So that is done and dusted. Give yourself a round of applause. That is good, done, and well. And then I've got my bottle here. So that makes some pad thai out the way. Give yourself a round of applause. You've made pad thai. We're just waiting for that pickle soup to be done. Does this have no sell value? No sell value on the crab legs. So this right here, you could just put away. All right, this is almost done. It is still going to take a while, so we will continue with what we were doing. Right, so the very next thing we need to do is an oatmeal cookie. And this is very simple. 2 oats and a honey bottle. So let's go here. 2 oats and a honey bottle. And all you got to do is open it up like so. Boom. Oatmeal cookie. It's cheaper and easier than to make an actual cookie. What? Man, look at that. Look at that. An actual cookie takes so much stuff. All you have to do... Man, if only cooking was this simple, IRL. Man. We'd be sorted. This man is sitting here in my kitchen. I mean, I don't want to turn away guests, but you are invading my privacy here, peasant, and I don't appreciate it. All right, anyway, before I murder him. We need to make some cheese pasta. This is very simple. You need 2 pieces of cheese and pasta. So, where is my pasta? There it is. And now we need 2 pieces of cheese. I seem to be out of cheese there. That's not good. Do I have any cheese anywhere now that I think about it? Do I have any cheese? Yes, I do. 2 pieces of cheese, and all you got to do is 1, 1, 2. There we go. Why did I take all of that cheese? Hold on a second. There you go. Don't do that. Oh, hello, baker. Strange enough for you to show up just when I need all of the baking stuff. Just when I need all of the baking stuff. And by the way, he sells all the other things you need. You see the cinnamon sapling? My goodness. You can find a cinnamon sapling in the skull cavern, by the way. You can. It's just super rare. All right. So, remember when I said we needed to do all that baking stuff? Well, there you go. There's like a whole bunch of stuff ticked off your list. Stuff you don't need to do because when the baker comes along, you just buy from him and he do cool things for you. All right? We celebrate the baker here. All right? We do. There's some cheese pasta. That's out the way. How's that fermenting looking? Is it still taking a while? Yes, it is. Almost done. Calcite gem. Oh, well, congratulations if you want to be happier. We don't really care so much about the teddies, to be quite honest. But it's fine. So this is almost done, so we can make that pickle soup real soon. All right, perfect. Next thing we want to do is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, this one is odd. First, we need a jam bottle. Ugh. So we need that nut mash. We need bread. So luckily, we should have this. Bread, nut mash. Now we need to make jam. Now, this is odd. So to make jam, you either need like some applesauce or something. You can make very many jams. So sweet berry preserves. So what you need to do is you need to take a sweet berry preserves. So we need 5 of those, and we need to preserve it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did have somewhere, but I legitimately can't remember, so I'm going to show you. So let's go and take one of these preserves. Now I do believe it's going to take like 3 days. Yeah, it's going to take 3 days for our sweet berry preserves to do what they need to do. But once that is made, then we will be good. Now I might skip ahead so that we don't wait the 3 days, because we want to finish this cooking today. All right, we want to finish this cooking today. So we're going to wait for the berry preserves there to make the PB&J. Cucumber salad, all we need is a cucumber bowl, some pickled onion, and pickled beetroot. Now luckily I went ahead and pickled some of this already. So pickled onion, pickled beetroot. We need a cucumber, we need a bowl, and we need a cabbage. So there's a lettuce, we need a cucumber. I know I have cucumber, there we go, and a bowl for this. There we go, that should be it. So all we need to do is, I do believe you mix this together, if I'm correct. No, you just craft, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, boom, cucumber salad out of the way. Congratulations, you've made a delicious cucumber salad for yourself. There you go, beautiful. All right, that is now pickles. We have 5 pickles, and now we're gonna make ourselves some pickle soup. So we do that like this. We need all of that, and in here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. Pickle soup on the way. Where did I put my berry preserves, man? I'm fairly certain I actually did have a bottle of preserves somewhere. Oh, I really don't want to wait 3 days for this, man. I suppose we could just finish all the other cooking. It's still going to take us a while. Right, so we need a burrito. We need bread. We need patty, cabbage, tomato, cheese, ghost pepper. So let's see. Tomato, cabbage, ghost pepper, cheese. I suppose a piece of goat cheese should work. It should work. I say it should work. Cheese, yeah, cheese and a beef patty. There we go. Boom. And I do believe all we do here is we craft it. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Done. You got a stuffed burrito. Beautiful. It's all stuffed up right there. Oh yeah. You gotta love it when you stuff a burrito. Alright, we're gonna put the pickles away because we're gonna need that for later. And boom. We have pickle soup done and dusted. So give yourself a round of applause. That is finished. I've been talking this whole time. So if you want to take a break, now would be the time while we try and wait for the PB&J. I hate that I have to wait for the PB&J. I do. I actually do. I find it deeply offensive that I have to wait. It's crazy. It's crazy. So in the meantime, let's make some money. Let's take a break from the cooking real quick because we just want to break away from the monotony of cooking and really just celebrate making money. This is how we celebrate making money, people. Right here. Look at this. This is just money. This is what we want, man. This is how you become rich. That and wine. I have always said that in many of these particular like mod packs and actual games is that the best way to make money is artisan products. It is. Fishing just doesn't get to this level, neither does anything else in any of these farming games. Any of them. And I will bet my bottom $2, which I don't have, because one of y'all ain't a member. And if you haven't become a member, I might have to banish you to the coal mines for all eternity. Is in most, if not all of them, if you want to make long-term business money, like actual crazy amounts of money, the absolute best way is artisan products. Fishing does not get to this point. And you can see, look at the amount of experience we're gaining. We're about to hit another mastery. We are. We're about to smack another mastery for this. Look at this. I'm just going to go with husbandry mastery. Why not? I'm going to go with husbandry mastery. Because why not? We have that ability. Look at this amount of experience. Look at that. That's 3 stacks. This is 1 million gold, or well, 600,000 gold waiting for us. And I'm not even done with the wine yet. Huh? You can't tell me artisan products are just not the way to go. You cannot tell me. There's nothing you can tell me differently that artisan products, even nerfed, is not the way to go. And that's what I find that some developers struggle to get right, you know? Is like, do I balance it that way? Now, we want to sell this stuff, but what I want to do is I kind of want to double age this. I do. These dewy wines, we want to double age them, but you need a different kind of thing for that. So for now, I mean, that's 25,000 gold. That's 25,000 gold. Now, if you get an ancient cask, you can further double these. So, I mean, double age, but I mean, 10 grand a pop is already more than this. It's already more than this. Way more. So if you want to make a whole bunch of money and you want to wait 5 days for it, there, 25,000 gold versus if I take 2 of these, 2 of those is 7,000. So this is double, if not triple your money. All right, anyway, bad math aside, let's get that prismatic farming out the way. The furniture boxes suck, so we can get an animal cracker, give to a farm animal to permanently double its produce. And we get a sunlight crystal, right click to house a farm animal in the plushie in your offhand. They work great. They do. It works fantastic. And it gives you solid rewards. But anyway, we are not here to discuss solid rewards. We are here for other stuff. Oh my lord, really? Okay. Well, we found the damn thing. Oh, jeez. Alright, so to make this sandwich, it should just be something like this. Boom. PB&J. I need glasses. I need glasses. There we go. PB&J done and dusted. And that takes care of your other thing over here. Now comes the very long part of this. And again, we still need to do this part. Now, let's get on with the roast chicken. So we need a fair bit of stuff here. We do. So we need bread for this. We need egg, onion. So let's see. Bread. We need egg and onion. Although egg. I think there's onions in here. Egg. Onion. Yeah, onion. Then we need 2 baked potatoes, bowl. So bowl. Hello, bowl. 2 baked potatoes. Do I have any baked potatoes? Doesn't look like it. Baked potatoes. 2 baked potatoes. Roast chicken, which I mean is the easiest thing to do on planet Earth right here. So roast chicken in there. And then we need 2 carrots. So do I have 2 carrots on me? Right here. Yes, we do. We have a lot of ingredients. We do. So I might just be able to do the baking part. But let's get the difficult stuff out the way. And then we'll see what we do. Now this can be crafted because it should be. So there. I suppose there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 1. Does that count? There we go. Roast chicken. A la king. Me. A la king. Alright, perfect. There we go. Beautiful. Chicken a la king. Done and dusted. It's not actually chicken a la king, but you know what I mean. Alright, grilled salmon. We need salmon, berries, a bowl, onion, and cabbage. So do I have salmon? I should have salmon here somewhere. Salmon. I'm trying to see this, if I have any. Where'd all my salmon go? I didn't spend all that time fishing for nothing. Alright, there's some salmon. So we need it cooked. So let's go do that real quick. Cook that up. There we are. I'm gonna put like half in here. No, I said half, because we still need to use the cooking pot. Alright, grilled salmon. Then we need grilled salmon. We need a bowl, some berries. A bowl, yeah. Grilled salmon, a bowl, some berries, which I know I have. Berries. Cabbage and onion. Cabbage and onion. There we go. Onion. And I think, if I remember this correctly, you can just craft this. So there we go. There's our grilled salmon. Boom, done and dusted. Give yourself a round of applause. That is done. I don't know why I'm going back and forth trying to sell all this stuff. It's to keep my inventory clean. We still have this ghost chili that I don't think I actually tossed away. Oh, well, not tossed away, but you know what I mean. All right, I'm just gonna put the bottles in there and the bowls in here because I'm a little bit iffy about my space management here. You know what? Get out of here, fake onions. No one wants you. All right. Next, we want we want mutton chops. So, cooked mutton chops, which you can easily do like so. We're gonna take a mutton chop, and if you want to cut them up, you can either cook them there, or if you take them to a cutting board, you just cut them up. So there, we'll do this, and bam. Then we'll cook these mutton chops real quick because we do need them cooked. And then we need beetroot, bowl, cooked rice, and tomato. So let's see here. Tomato. Do I have cooked rice? No, I just got plain rice. Did I need an onion? No, I need a beet. Beet, a bowl, and I needed to cook the rice. I do believe you just put the rice in there to be cooked. So we'll cook the rice up real quick. Get the mutton. Wait for my rice to cook. There we go. And then I do believe we just do like so. Boom. There we go. That is done and dusted. Give yourself a round of applause. Put the bowl back in there. Roasted mutton chops. Get out of here. We're done with you. Beautiful. The next thing we want to do is dumplings. So we need some dough, cabbage, onion, and any raw meat. So dough. Do I have any mushrooms? Mushrooms. That was for the dumplings. Cabbage and onions. Cabbage. Put that back, and onion. And then I think this gets cooked in a pot, if I remember correctly. Yes. So we'll put those four in there. That'll cook. Then the next thing is we want a kelp roll. So we need some dried kelp, which we need to cook. So let's go look for that kelp. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go with like 6 here. So I'm gonna put 1 away, and I'm gonna go with 6. And all you need to do to dry out your kelp is just to go smoke them. Go smoke them. That'll do for us. This should be done. So we got a fresh set of dumplings. Glorious. If anyone in my community loves dumplings, let me know what your favorite dumpling is. Yes. Your king enjoys sampling dumplings every now and then. Yes. All right. Kelp roll. Then we need 2 cooked rice, which I don't have. I've only got plain old rice, so let's go cook that rice. You know what? I'm just going to make a whole bunch of cooked rice, so we don't need to worry about that. I am going to keep these dumplings for food. And then what we need is a ghost pepper, which I do have. Now, these kelp rolls go into other stuff. So, do not make the mistake of selling them all off. We need some cooked rice, and then I do believe we go 1, 2... Get out of here. There and there. Boom. Kelp rolls. There we go. Now, I do want to make a few more here. Purely because we are going to need some kelp roll. So, I'm going to do this. And we'll do another one. So, there. There. And come on. There. And 1 and 2. There we go. So, 2 kelp rolls because we are going to need it. For later on, I'm going to put my rice in here. We'll stick the bowls in there. And I am actually going to keep my kelp roll for later. And you might be asking me, what are we going to use that for? Well, you're going to see. So now we need to make some squid ink pasta. We need an ink sac. And that you get by just slaying out squids. It's the easiest thing on planet Earth. You don't even need to worry about it. We need some pasta, which I know I have in here. We need a tomato, which I have in here. And we need a fish. So in winter, you can catch a bunch of blackfish, which is great. And then I'm going to do that. And then I do believe you cook it like so. So there we go. While that is cooking, let's get the pasta with meatballs. So we need raw beef. We need tomato sauce. So to make tomato sauce is very easy, but we do need to cook it first. So tomato sauce like that. Easy. Squid ink pasta. I've heard that squid ink pasta is actually pretty good, but I don't know if I want to eat the ink of something like that. All right, tomato sauce. So now you have tomato sauce, and that is one of the things we do need to cook as well. Pasta with meatballs. So we need pasta and raw beef patty. I do have some raw beef patties somewhere. Raw beef patties, and what was the other thing? Pasta, right? So we need a pasta. Boom, I'm running out of pasta. That's a problem. And then we cook those 3 together, and that'll make meatballs. The next thing is a stuffed potato. We need a baked potato, a cooked beef, and some butter. Baked potato, we can cook this beef, and we have butter right in here. So I'm quickly gonna go smoke this up. It smells delicious. I'm hungry just making all this food. Oh, if only I could make half this food in real life. I'm talented with the pan, but not this talented. If I could be this talented with a pan, man, I tell you, good lordy dude. Stuffed potato. That looks delicious. Are you kidding me? Oh. That spud looks delectable. Okay, give me that bowl so you can have that back. All right, you can see we're making some seriously good progress. All right, mixed salad. This is very simple. Bowl, cabbage, beetroot, tomato. So, bowl, cabbage, beetroot. Do I have any beetroot? Beetroot, tomato. That's the last tomato in there. Do I have any beetroot here? Yes. And then we need one bowl. I'm going to put that out here. And then all we do is like so. Boom. Done and dusted. There you go. Mixed salad out of the way. Finished. Finished. All right. Next. We need to make fish stew. So we need a raw fish, some tomato sauce. So you know what we got to do. Got to get some more tomato sauce here. Can't believe I have to do that. Let's get a black fish out. So we have that raw fish. And then while we get for that tomato, we need one onion, which I do believe I have in here somewhere. If I can find my onions, that would be great. Onion. There we go. Boom. And wham bam. No, wait, hold on. I was a little bit hard on the crafting table there. Bone broth is the weirdest thing in the history of planet Earth. So, you take a bone and you take a mushroom. That's it. And you make some bone broth. I can't tell you how weird that is, but, you know, I'm not here to cast dispersions. Whatever people cook in their spare time, stay on there, is up to them. That's how we do, right? We don't judge. We just say, yes, this looks delicious. I don't know about this, but, you know, bone broth, I suppose it's healthy for you in many ways. So we say, okay, cool. Oh, we missed a couple here. Why did... no, we didn't. Honey glazed ham. So this is a weird one. We need 2 cooked bowls of rice, and we need 4 berries. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is the rest of my cooked rice? There it is. 2 bowls of cooked rice. We need this. I have a ham somewhere. Unless I don't. There we go. There's ham. And then we need a honey bottle. So a honey bottle right over here. I do believe I need to cook the ham though. If I remember correctly, you do need to cook a ham. So yeah, we gotta smoke the ham. But if you want to find ham, you gotta go and slay out some pigs. You do. You've got to slay out some pigs to get ham. So I did murder some wild pigs for this, which is, you know, terrible thing to say, but you know, you gotta do things. Sometimes you gotta do horrible things to do the right thing. You know, I don't want anyone. I don't want it to be endorsed. Don't ever tell me anything. I don't endorse it. don't at me. All right, honey glazed ham. Boom. There you go. That's also out of the way, and that sells for a fair, decent amount. 300 gold for a glazed ham is actual insanity. What is this inflation? Pasta with mutton chop. We need more tomatoes. 1, 2. We need a lot of tomato sauce. So what I'm actually going to do is, let's do this. I do have a few tomatoes at least in stock somewhere. I can't remember where, but I do have tomatoes in stock. Because, yeah, there's some tomatoes right over there. Because we're going to need quite a bit of tomato sauce here. I'm running out of bowls. That's the thing. I'm running out of bowls here, but it's fine. All right, so for this pasta with mutton chop, we need pasta and a raw mutton. So there's some raw mutton, and I do have some pasta in here, so that's great. And then 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That will cook. I'm going to put those 2 in there. And then while that one is cooking, this is where the bunny or a fish comes in handy. So we will get a blackfish, and we will get a piece of lettuce, like so. And then we will put those 2 in there. That is cooking. Beautiful. Put that bowl back. There we are. And that's our pasta with onion sauce, or pasta with mutton chop. I don't know why I said onion sauce, but sure. Beautiful. Now, if you look at that, that gives us a very nourishing meal. And that gives us speed and some strength as well. So you can see we've got quite a bit of stuff there. So if you make this out on your adventures, you're going to be real good. There we go. We've got a cabbage roll now. Cabbage roll is out the way. I do want to see if we use this in anything. It doesn't look like it, so we should be perfectly fine to sell this off to the highest bidder. All right. Hold on. Bone broth you cannot sell. Bone broth you cannot sell. So there you go, everyone. Bone broth is not for selling. It would be a pretty cheap way to make money, honestly. All right, fruit salad. We need a lot of stuff. So we need some bananas. We need berries, which I do have somewhere, unless I've lost all my berries. We need berries. We need an apple and we need a pumpkin slice. So we need an apple and we need a pumpkin slice and we need a bowl for this. There we go. And I do believe what you do is this is purely in your crafting table. So we go like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there you go. A fruit salad. And you know what? We're going to eat the fruit salad because you want to know why? Because we can. There you go. We ate the fruit salad. We're enjoying ourselves cooking here. All right. Next, barbecue on a stick. We need some cooked bacon or something else, onion, tomato, and a stick. So onion, tomato, I know what it looks like, a stick, and some cooked bacon, which I have already done. And I do believe you just put this in a crafting table. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, barbecue on a stick. There you go. Look at that. Now we can eat that if we want to, but at this point, I feel like we're just going to get over full, and then, we're going to have to exercise quite a bit. Fried rice, fairly simple. Rice, egg, carrot, onion. So, plain old rice, which I don't seem to have anymore. Plain old rice, onion, egg, and carrot. Just like this, and I do believe we put it into a cooking pot. Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4. While that is cooking, let's get to the next one. Get out of here. We need to make some beef stew. So we need beef, carrot, potato. Beef, carrot, potato. Potato, beef and carrot, which I don't see. Beef. Where's all my beef? Beef and carrot. There we go. We'll cook those up just like this. Boom. Wham. This is so good. I can feel the perfection creeping in. I can feel the perfection creeping in. I can. Your king knows. All right, shepherd's pie. This one is insane. So we need 2 baked potatoes, which we have. 2 baked potatoes. We need 3 cooked mutton chops. So let's go cook that real quick. Just like this. Boom. I'm going to grab this along so we have the beef stew out the way. There we go, beef stew. Then we need a bowl, which we have. That cat is losing its mind. Then we need 2 onions and a large milk. So 2 onions and a large milk. Where's my onions? 2 onions and a large milk. Just like this, shepherd's pie. I'm fairly certain this is not how you make shepherd's pie, but I'm not complaining. 2 onions and 3 of those, boom, shepherd's pie. Look at that. And you can just put that down. You need a bowl to eat this. I'm going to grab that and we're just going to sell this because why not? But that's generally how you make shepherd's pie. Perfect. That is another one out of the way. Next, we need to make steak and potatoes. This is fairly simple. Baked potato, cooked rice, onion, and a bowl. Baked potato. I think it's cooked beef. We do need to cook 1 beef here. Onion and rice. Onion and rice. There's my onions. Onions, rice, and then 1 cooked beef. Easy peasy, right in there. Smoke it up, get it out the way. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. And then all we do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. There you go. Done. Steak and potatoes. Easy peasy out of the way. Done and dusted. You are getting 1 step closer. This is what it is. It's what it's been all about. Mushroom rice. We need rice, 2 types of mushrooms, and then either carrot or potato. So I'm going to take here. We need both kinds of mushrooms. So there's a brown one, and there's a red one, and then we need rice, plain old rice. And then I do believe we cook it in here. There we go. So that cooks that away. So while that's happening, we need to make a salmon roll. So we need some raw salmon, and we need to slice it up. So you take this salmon, you put it on there, slice it up real nice. We take that raw salmon roll just like this with some cooked rice, and then we put it together like so. Boom. Now keep the salmon rolls. We need the salmon roll for something else. We do. We need the salmon roll for something else. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. We need it. Believe me, we need it. Alright? If you don't believe me, then you're a fool. Nether dragon salad is an interesting one. We need dragon fruit, we need a bowl, and we need both crimson fungus. So, 1, 2, 3, and then luckily I had some dragon fruit left. And I do believe it should be something like this. You can craft this. Any salad should be craftable, and you should just be able to stick it in your crafting table and do it that way. So that is going to be awesome. The next thing we need to do is an egg sandwich, because we already made the tomato sauce. This is simple: egg, 2 eggs and a piece of bread. 2 eggs and a piece of bread. And remember, we did cook some eggs earlier. So 2 pieces of eggs. This is the easiest thing that you'll ever make in this, and it's actually pretty nutritious for you. So feel free to take that on your adventure. Easy peasy, it is done and dusted. Alright, so the very next thing we need to do: baked cod stew. So we need some raw cod, we need a potato, egg, and tomato. Alright, so I should have some cod here. We need a potato, an egg, and a tomato. So I know I have tomatoes here, and we need a potato. There we go. Now this you have to cook. This is 100% something you need to cook. So into the oven it goes, or whatever you call that, the cooking pot. Then we need to make chicken soup. We need a raw chicken, carrot, vegetable, and that. So we need a carrot. I'm going to take a ghost pepper, one of these. We need a chicken, and then I just need a carrot. If I can find a carrot. Am I running out of carrots? I really hope not. And then I do believe this goes into our cooking pot as well. So we'll grab that, put those in there, done and dusted. Let's get to the next one before I go back and forth, back and forth. Right, Rice Roll Monday. We need more salmon rolls. We need more salmon rolls. Oh boy. Oh man. Alright, here we go. Okay. And then we will take this off, because we actually do need the rest of the salmon for something else. But we have some rice there, so let's make some more. Ow. I burnt myself walking over there. It's funny. Alright, we do need... Where's all my cooked rice? Am I out? No, that's salt. I'm running out of cooked rice. This is a problem, because we're going to need rice for stuff later on as well. But I suppose it's fine. I do suppose it's fine for this particular section that we need to do. There's some chicken soup for the soul. Alright, perfect. I just want to make sure all of this is like caught before we sell it, because if it's not caught, I'm going to be pretty mad at myself, to be quite honest. I am. I'm going to be real mad at me. Okay, I'm going to keep at least 2 rice just in case bad things go down. Okay, so then what we want to do is we want to do like so. And like so, boom. Then we have salmon rolls, put that back there. Now we want to cook 2 of these. I'm gonna need 1 more salmon roll. Good Lord. Oh, this is the expensive one, man. This is the expensive one. This is the expensive one. But we need to do it, right? We need to do it. So, there we go. So now what we want to do is we want to keep 3 of these. I made so many. 2 like so, we need to cook. So, to cook those, all you need to do... Oh boy, I need raw cod slices. So we need raw cod slices. That's what we need for the rice. So I need cod here for this, which means I need more rice. I goofed. Oh man, I goofed. Okay, cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. It's fine. I need 1 more cod here. There we we go. Let's grab this. We'll cook all our rice. If we need some, I should have somewhere in storage somewhere. I just need to remember where. Alright, so then we take 2 of these, put that one there, and then we make this like so. 1, 2, 1, 2, there we go. Now, you take 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, and we needed to make a cod roll anyway, and you take the kelp roll. Now with the kelp roll, you want to take your kelp roll and cut it. So you only need 1 for this. Plop it down, cut it. Now you have 3. And in your crafting table, you do like so, like this, and like that. And boom, you have a rice roll Monday. Easy peasy, just like that. Just like that. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. You have done excellent work. You've done the Lord's work here, peasant. Well done. I'm proud of you. I am. Your king boasts about your accomplishments. All right. So that one was a layered one. It was a very layered one. All right. Right. So the next thing we're going to do is some veggie pasta. So we need some pasta, which I do have here. We need one of these. We need a carrot. We need a ghost pepper, which I do have in here somewhere. We have a ghost pepper, and then we need a mushroom, which I do have in here. I think it's a brown mushroom actually, but I don't think it matters. And then I do believe you cook this like so. We are going to need more bowls, that's for sure. We're running clean out of bowls here. We're actually running out of bowls for this. Then we need to make a mutton wrap. So we need bread, cooked mutton, cabbage, and an onion. So let's do that. Or a cabbage crop, that's actually what it's called. We need one of these, we need a piece of bread, and we need an onion. There's a lot of things that require onion here. I don't know about you, I'm not a massive fan of onion, I'm going to be honest. Onion is not one of my favorite things. Your king isn't lambasting anyone eating onion. Onion is just not for His Majesty's palate. If that is weakness, banish them to the coal mines immediately. Banish those who call me weak to the coal mines immediately. Immediately I want them banished. I want them banished, let them work off their filthy peasantry. I will not be disrespected in such a gross, uncouthly manner. Anyway, right, orange glowberry custard. This is a fun one. So, we need a small milk, all right? We need some oranges, which I don't have here, but I have oranges upstairs. So let's go upstairs, that's still going. Let's go upstairs and grab some oranges. So 1 orange here. Beautiful. Whee! Through the winter snow. Alright, that's going to be nice and cold in my golden armor. Then we need glowberries, eggs, and sugar. Luckily, it's easy to find glowberries. Go to the skull cavern, it's literally the first couple of layers. Glowberries. What was the other thing I needed? Milk and... what was it? What did I need? An egg. 1 egg. And there we go. And then, I do believe this requires a bottle, actually. Yes, it does. So do we have any bottles here? Yes, we do. I'm going to take 1 bottle, take this out, put that in there, and then poop. That will make our custard, which is the oddest thing. Why would you cook custard like that? Then let's make a melon popsicle. This is easy. You take 4 melon slices, which again, you can get very easily. Where's all my melon slices? I know for a fact I have melon slices. Don't lie to me, game. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you take an ice. Then you take 4 ice. And ice is easy to get. It's in the skull cavern, or you just go to a snow biome, and then you put there. You put 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Melon popsicle. There you go. And you know what? We'll eat it. Please don't tell me that didn't register. I'll be so. Brother, you just saw me make that. Are you kidding me? You just saw me make that. Are you serious? Give me the achievement. What? You just saw me make it. You just saw me make it. You even saw me eating it. Are you kidding me? Okay, anyway, whatever. This is some of the problems with the mod pack. But it's fine. It's one of those things. It's a Minecraft thing. Right. Next we need to make apple pie. Now this is layered. I'm going to explain to you why it's layered. This is the easy part. 3 wheat, 3 apples. So 1, 2, 3 apples. Wheat we have an abundance of. 1, 2, 3. Then we need for this pie, we need 2 sugar. So 1, 2. Now you need to make the crust. All right? Now you need to make the crust. To make the crust, it goes like so. 3 wheat, 1 small milk. 3 wheat, 1 small milk. Now, I'm going to make a few of these because we need to make a few pies. There you go. All right, so we'll put those back in there. We will take 1 pie crust and then we just craft this. So like so, like that, and there you go. Apple pie, done and dusted, just like Grandma used to make it. And then all you do is you can just eat it straight off the floor or just break it and never see it again. That's fine. I didn't like the apple pie anyway. What do you mean? I just got it. What do you mean? Oh my lordy dude, I swear to everything good and pure. Are you actually being serious right now? Are you actually being serious? You didn't just do that to me, right? 1, 2, 3, 2 sugar, 3 wheat. You really didn't just do that to me. You didn't just take away all my happiness, did you? You really didn't just take away all my happiness. You really didn't just take away all of my happiness. It took away my happiness. I am unable to be happy. What do you mean? What on earth could you mean? What on earth could you mean? I just did this. Pie crust, 2 sugar, there, and there. What do you mean? How long do I need to hold it? That's the second time you've screwed me over, game. That's the second time. It's the second time today. All right, anyway, chicken sandwich. Cooked chicken, cabbage, carrot, cooked chicken, cabbage, carrot, bread. In that order. Let's go cook our chicken. I hate it. I hate that it screwed me over twice. Twice. If it was once and it was funny, sure, that would have been funny. But this is now twice. Twice it's done this to me. Madness. Madness, I said. All right. So this one is easy. There you go. Chicken sandwich. Get it out the way. Delicious. Love it. Absolutely love it. There's your chicken sandwich. Done and dusted. Next thing. We need to make some pumpkin soup. We need a large milk. We need pork. We need a cabbage. And we need a pumpkin slice. So luckily, we have a pumpkin slice. We have a large milk. We need a cabbage. I think that is what it needed. And we need some raw pork chop, which I should have here somewhere. Where's all my raw pork chops? Hello? Hello? Do I not have any raw porkies? It's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. We can just quickly go and shear our pigs, but I mean, I'm offended. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey Reginald, you got big. He did get big. Good lord, he did. Alright, that's fine. There you go. Thanks. I got 2 pieces of living flesh. Good lord, that's horrifying in every way, shape, and form. Terrifying. Honestly, horrifying. Every way, shape, and form. No one's going to tell me otherwise. Horrifying. Terrifyingly insane. Actually just horrible. Alright, we might need the truffle for stuff later. So I am going to plop it in here. Alright, so we have our raw pork chop. So all you do is 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I do believe it needs bowls. So I'm going to take half these bowls, put them back. There we go. Right, so that takes care of our pumpkin soup. We need a veggie soup. This is also just about as easy as it gets. So one of those, one of these, where you add onion. I think it's an onion. We'll find out now. No, it's potato, potato. Where's my potatoes? Where's all my stuff? I think it's this one and this one. That should be it. I'm gonna find out now. If it's in the veggie soup, no, it's beet. Not tomato, beet, which is here. There we go. Perfect. Grab that. Give me the pork. There we go. What do you need to cook in? I do believe you need to cook into the red pot. No? Beetroot, potato, carrot, cabbage. Beetroot, potato. Oh, beetroot, cabbage, potato. Huh? What you complaining about? Carrot. Am I missing a... Oh. I'm missing a carrot. That's the key ingredient. That's the key ingredient. The carrot. Not the other thing. I had both things for that. Egg on my face. Am I right, everyone? Egg on your king's face. Your king decrees that he is now the filthy peasant. Because he cannot read. It's insane. He cannot discern shapes and sizes, evidently. Alright. With that being done, we need to make a lychee cheesecake. Again, we need more wheat and some of the other stuff. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, and we need a small milk, which I have lost quite a bit of, but it's fine. So we'll do 1 pie crust here. There we go. Boom, there's a pie crust. We need some lychees, which I have grown here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And then we'll just make sure we don't lose this time. Lychee cheesecake, and we need 2 large milk, which we do have right over here. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 1. Boom. Lychee cheesecake. Look at that. I love it. It looks delicious. I would 100% eat a lychee cheesecake. I would. Perfect. Let us continue with our madness. All right. So hamburger, very simple. We need bread. We need a tomato. We need a lettuce, because you cannot have lettuce or cabbage on a burger without that. We need a beef patty and an onion. 1 beef patty and an onion, and all you do is you put this in your crafting table like that. Boom, hamburger, done and dusted. Who doesn't love a good hamburger? God, hamburgers are just so good. Even veggie burgers, man. All right, noodle soup. We need dried kelp. I think I have 1 kelp leaf left. 1 kelp leaf. So let's do that. That would help, right? All right, we need pasta for this. And we need an egg and a raw pork chop. So there's my pork chop. We need 1 egg. We need pasta, which I think I'm out of there. There's my pasta. There it is. 1 pasta, and we need the kelp. That's what we need. Kelp. And I do believe we cook this in a thing. A noodle soup. Yes, we cook it in here. So let's get all of that done. That's going. Next one on the list is a chocolate pie. 3 large milk, a pie crust, which we need to make again. A pie crust. So are these different milk? Yes, they are. So we need a pie crust. So we need 3 wheat. I think I'm running out of wheat, honestly. I do. I think I'm legitimately... And I farmed a lot of wheat, but like my dumb brain doesn't realize, don't sell everything. You know what I mean? 3 of that and 3 large milk plus 2 sugars. 2 sugars. Now I need 3 of the same large milk. Luckily, we have cows for this. We do. We have cows for this kind of thing. Now you can see all the struggle that goes on in the background to farm up all this stuff. And I still don't have enough for everything. I thought I had enough, but I clearly underestimated. So we'll milk here and get what we need and just get the husbandry experience while we're at it. All right, come here. And there, and there. And then we'll put all the milk away. And we are going to need quite a bit of milk for all the baking stuff as well. So remember that we need to bake as well. We are getting this trophy today by hook or by crook, but this trophy is happening. I want y'all to understand that your king is making this happen. All right? He's making this happen. 1, 2, 3. Right. So for this, you got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, like so. 2 sugars and a pie crust. Boom. Chocolate pie. Done. Chocolate pie out of the way. We are almost finished with the 1 section. All right. Now, our next section, we need some bacon sandwich. So we need bread, tomato, cabbage, cooked bacon. So bread, that one, cooked bacon, which we can do, and a tomato, which is there. So let's go cook this bacon real quick. Just like this. Boom. We'll make that sandwich. And then oh, what the? Did I not get the noodle soup? I'm fairly certain it was still cooking. Yeah, there's the noodle soup. There's the noodle soup. And with this one, all we need to do is like so. There's our bacon sandwich. That is done and dusted. Boom, bam, out the way. Congrats to us. Give us a congratulations there. Give yourself a pat on the back for that one. And then all we need is a lychee cookie. So we need some sweet dough, which I should have here somewhere. I did make some sweet dough. There's some sweet dough. We need a lychee. And I think we need sugar for this. I could be wrong. Let's see quickly. No, we need an egg. We need an egg. I was wrong. We need an egg. And this one goes into the stove. Just like that. So we open up our stove. 1, 2, 3. Put that in there. And that should sort us out on the lychee cookie. And we have another whole section of cooking out the way. Give yourself a round of applause. Right. So when that one is out the way, we still have this. Garlic rice with flour. And I do believe I am thoroughly out of rice. I have 1 rice left. This is going to be crazy. I might have to do some farming afterward. But there's your lychee cookie. Although I'm fairly certain lychees are only white in the middle. I'm fairly certain about that. All right. So next, rice with cauliflower. So we need a bowl, which we have. Then we need to roast up some garlic, and we need to get some cauliflower things. So if you want to get the cauliflower heads, you have to cut them up. So you stick them on there, and bam, there's your cauliflower head. Now we need to roast these bad boys. So let's do that. Let's cook them real quick, just like this. Boom, there you go. Roasted cauliflower floret. You need these for quite a bit of stuff, so make sure to keep some of them. And then we are going to roast this nice little garlic clove as well. Get that out the way. Boom, done and dusted, finished. And then I believe we just do like so. And there you go. Garlic rice with cauliflower. Done and dusted. Beautiful. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Potato noodles. Now, how do you make a potato noodle? You take 3 potatoes and you cook them. Easy, right? 1, 2, 3. So here we go. I do need to remove this because it does the weird thing. So 1, 2, 3 potato noodles. There you go. That should just cook your potato noodles. Now, what else do we need with the potato noodle? We need garlic or onion. Now, I have quite a bit of garlic, so I am going to use the garlic here. And we're going to do... I think you need to cook it together, right? Fairly certain you need to cook this together. Yes. So we need 2 of these and 1 of those. And that will cook our noodles. Beautiful. Beautiful, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We don't need to worry about that. Roasted vegetables. You can get any 6 types, but we need specific ones. So we need carrot, onion, tomato, bell pepper. Carrot, tomato, onion, bell pepper. Bell pepper, onion, tomato. We need tomato. Where's my tomatoes? Oh, tomatoes. Don't tell me you're finished. No, there you are. And then we need a potato. And potato, and we can do a little bit of ghost chili in it. Why not? And then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There we go. There's our potato noodles done and dusted. And again, I'm just planting everything for selling. We're just planting everything for selling at this point. All right, perfect. Then cauliflower cuckoo. We need 1 big cauliflower, onion, small milk, and a large piece of garlic. You can do a garlic clove if you want to. So we need cauliflower. We need... I'm going to take the small garlic clove. We need a small milk. And we need an onion. Onion, where are you? Thank you. And I do believe we cook this like so. Wham. There we go. There's our roasted vegetables. They smell delicious. Perfect. That's another one down and dusted for us. Next, vegetarian burger. To make a veggie patty, you need to do potato, cauliflower, onion, and grain. So, any grain. We need an onion. And we're going to go with a potato, I think. Potato, maybe? Potato? All right. So you need to do this first to make a patty. Then you take your vegetarian patty and you cook it. Just like this. Easy peasy. Get that. Boom. Done and dusted out the way. Then, after that, you then go and you get bread, cabbage, and tomato. So bread, tomato, There you are. And I need a cabbage head or lettuce leaf head. And then all you do is you put them together. There's your veggie burger. We will go and grab the cauliflower cuckoo as well. And that's 2 of your things done and dusted. Give yourself a round of applause. You are doing fantastic. We are nearing the end of our cooking journey. But we are still far ahead. Turnip mutton skewer. Very easy. We need turnip, cooked mutton, and a skewer. 1 there. We need a turnip. Do I see any turnips here? There's a turnip and a stick. So let's get this cooked mutton cooked. Just like this. Boom. And there we go. And then all you do is put that together. Not with your shears. Your shears don't need to be a part of that. You really don't need your shears to be a part of that. Believe you me, it does not need to be that kind of man. All right, perfect. Now, shakshuka. This is an interesting one. All right, we need 1 egg. We need a bell pepper for this. We need a ghost pepper for this. We need an onion for this. I'm going off memory. And we need a tomato for this. So there's our tomato. And then what we do is we put all in there, and that should make that. Then after that, we need stuffed bell peppers. So we need 3 bell peppers, any raw meat, and a tomato, I think. I couldn't see. 3 raw meat, so 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to take the chicken. There's not that many chicken dishes, to be honest. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Stop! Stop! No, we need 1. Oh my lord. What am I doing? 1. 3 bell peppers. Thank you very much. 3 bell peppers. And we need a tomato. There we go. And we'll just cook that. Simple. Look at this. Easy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did that work the way I think it did? I suppose we're going to find out now if that worked the way it did. Because then I've been doing this wrong the whole time. And then you can learn from my mistake. Your king is prone to make mistakes. Okay, that's not what I wanted to make. I guess I made something else. So we needed to exactly put it in the way we needed to. So I need another bell pepper. We made something completely different, and I totally meant to do that on purpose. Totally meant to do that on purpose. You don't even know, okay? You don't even know your king did it on purpose. There we go. Okay, sure. Interesting. There we go. There's the stuffed bell peppers. That was very interesting. I didn't know that that could happen, that I had the wrong thing going. The next thing we need to do, is not click on that, is chicken fajitas. So we need some dough, onion, cooked chicken, and smoked bell pepper. So, that is fairly simple. If we want to smoke up the bell pepper, you can do this and just smoke it up. So we do need to smoke this. So let's do that. We need some dough. And we need cooked chicken and onion. So let's go for the onions. If I can find my onions, there they are. That's one of the last onions. And we need to cook a piece of chicken. Just like this. Boom. There we go. Let's cook that up. And I do believe that this still needs to be cooked even further. No, it does not. We just crafted. Although that dough feels pretty raw. Not gonna lie. I don't know if I would eat that. I don't know if that is suitable for consumption at the table. That's just my opinion on that. All right, fish and chips. Raw fish. We need potato and eggs. Raw fish, potato, and egg. So there we go. There. We need some eggs and we need some potatoes, which I do not see here, but I should have some potatoes somewhere. There we go. We are starting to get a little disorganized here, but it's not the worst thing in the world, and we cook those up like that. The next thing we need to do is zucchini quiche. Now, we need to get some zucchinis and we need to roast them. So I should have some zucchinis here somewhere, if I remember correctly. There they are. So I'm going to take at least a good 4 of them. And I'm going to put them in here just to get roasted. So we can cook them up. In the meantime, let's take our fish and chips. Which is absolutely wonderful in all honesty. The fish and chips is delicious. I don't know if anyone else enjoys a good fish and chips, but me, I love a good fish and chips. All right, we needed 3 roasted zucchinis there. And for the zucchini quiche, we need a pie crust, some cooked bacon or any of that, and cheese. So let's get some cheese here. We should have some cheese somewhere, I think. There we go. There's some cheese. We need a pie crust again. So for that, we need the small milk, just like this. Remember when I said we're going to make quite a few pie crusts? Yeah, I wasn't lying when I said that. Then we need those zucchinis, and we need some cooked meat, which I should have here somewhere. Should be 1 piece of cooked meat here, but you know what? There, right there. Cooked bacon. And then where are my zucchinis? And then I think we do it like so, like so, like so, and like so. And there we go. Zucchini quiche. Doesn't sound too great. I'm not a fan of zucchini. I know there are a lot of people that like zucchini. Your king is full of shit. Let's just call a spade here. Your king is full of shit. The next thing is mashed potatoes. 2 sweet potatoes and a large milk. I should have some sweet potatoes in here somewhere. Sweet potatoes and a large milk. Where's my sweet potatoes? They have to be here somewhere. There they are. 1, 2. Sweet potatoes. Easy peasy. Just like this. Cooking pot. There we go. That is done and dusted. Next. Stuffed zucchinis. We need 2 zucchinis, a tomato, and any raw meat. So 2 zucchinis, a tomato, and any raw meat. So let's go look for a tomato. It's right there, and we'll cook this right in here. Boom. Just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. That's some mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I think potatoes are the greatest vegetable in the history of the planet. You can do so much with a potato. You really can. Garlic baked cod. So we need some cooked cod. We need a roasted garlic clove and an onion. So we do have cod here. So we're going to go and cook that. We need a roasted garlic clove. And we need an onion. Do I have any more onion, or are we officially out of onion? No, we still have onion. Great. We're getting low on resources. We are. We're getting fairly low on resources here. Just want to point that out. We're getting fairly low on resources here. So I'm not too particularly happy with it, but it's fine. 1, 2, 3. I don't think you actually cook those. I think that you actually craft. No, we stick it in the stove. So we'll put that there and put those 3. And that's going to cook. Put that in there, and we can say goodbye to stuffed zucchinis. I don't know about that one. That does not taste or does not look like fun. All right. Garlic stuffed mushrooms. So we want garlic clove. We want cabbage and 2 brown mushrooms. So cabbage. We want a garlic clove and 2 brown mushrooms, which we should have in here, like this. And do we cook this? I do believe we actually cook this. Yes, we do. So we put 1, 2, 3, 4, just like so. And that cooks. And we'll wait, because the other one still is doing its thing. So we wait before bad things happen to us. And I'm running officially out of bowls. I'm actually running out of bowls. Now we need to take this out, because it's going to cause issues. We pop that back. We sell these to get them out of the way. We're just doing this more for inventory management than anything else. All right, perfect. The next thing we need to do is we need to make Caesar salad. This is fairly simple. We can use a block of cheese for this. We need a bowl. Right there. We need a tomato. We need a piece of cheese. And you could use any piece of cheese. I just normally go for the normal piece of cheese, because sometimes create and stuff like that gives issues. We need garlic and bread. We need garlic and bread for this. Bread and a small little clove of garlic. And I do believe all we do is we do this. Doesn't seem to be that way. So where am I wrong and what am I doing? This is something we cook. Cabbage, bread, garlic, tomato. Oh, you know what? I didn't get the cabbage leaf. That's why. There we go. Womp. What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? Bowl, bread. You don't put bread in a Caesar salad, do you? Do you? Huh? Come someone explain to me where the bread goes in the Caesar salad? Excuse me? I know where the sword goes in the Caesar, but that's a different story for an entirely different reason. Okay, anyway, I've learned something new. Stuffed zucchini boat. Remember we kept that one zucchini. That's what we needed. So there, we need a piece of cooked chicken and we need a piece of egg. Just like this. A piece of egg. Piece of cheese. We'll put that in there. Cook it real good. And this we just craft. So this will be quick and easy. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There. Stuffed zucchini boat. Out of the way. Do we eat this? No. Doesn't look like we need to. Let's move swiftly forwards. Right. So we need some cauliflower soup. So 2 cauliflowers, any vegetable, and a small milk. Small milk, 2 cauliflowers, and any vegetable. So I'm going to take, you know what? One of these. There we go. And then we cook them. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's going to make that. The next one. Majeb. So, how do you make majeb? You need tomato sauce. Remember when I told you we need to save that tomato sauce? Yeah, this is where that comes in handy. We need a tomato sauce for this. Then we need some dough, onion, and either cheese or a vegetable. So we need dough, or a dough, onion, and a piece of cheese. Onion and a piece of cheese. Just like this. And then I believe this has to be mixed together, if I'm correct. No, you just craft them. So there we go. And then we cook this. Just like that. One of those. There we go. Just like that. There we go. There's some cauliflower soup. That's out the way. And then there we go. Majeb. Also done and dusted. Out of the way. There we go. Boom and boom. The next thing we need to do is garlic bread. Garlic and 2 roasted garlic cloves. So we'll get some bread. And we'll get 2 roasted garlic cloves real quick. We'll go and roast them. I'm going to put those away because we might need them for later. Put that in there. Quick roast. Put them together. Slapdash. Easy peasy. Garlic bread. Just like this. Boom and boom. Okay, apparently not. Do we need to cook the garlic bread together? Yes, we do. In the stove. All right, perfect. It makes sense. It makes sense. It does make sense. The bread is already cooked, though, so I feel like that's going to be a little bit more toasty than it should. Dandelion, green, and eggs. Now, yeah. Dandelions you can basically find anywhere, but I wouldn't eat a dandelion, even if you paid me. Even if it's the last dandelion of the season. If you catch my joke, that's fantastic. We need a bowl for this, and a ghost pepper. So this is an actually pretty spicy dish, to be quite honest. There, and there. Boom. There we go. Dandelion, green, and egg. Don't know about that one. We get 3 pieces of garlic bread, so that's also done and dusted. Out the way. Give yourself a round of applause. Yazah, huzzah, all of that stuff. Now, sweet potato pie. We need to get 3 pieces of sweet potato. 1 pie crust and 2 sugar. So 2 sugar. You need to make a pie crust again. I really do hope I have wheat for this. There's 1. Small milk. Do I have any wheat? I really do hope I have wheat. Otherwise, this is going to be embarrassing. Considering that I spent the entirety of my other season growing wheat specifically for this. I do have more wheat. There we go. There we go. Pie crust. That would have been embarrassing. Genuinely, that would have been embarrassing. Imagine. 1, 2, 3. And now we just go and roast these, cook them up. Just like this. We are getting so close to perfection, I can taste it. I can taste the perfection. I can't even begin to tell you how I can taste the perfection from all this cooking. Now again, if you do this throughout the year, you don't have to do everything at once, like your king is doing right now. But, you know, we save the tedium for last. That's what we do. We save the tedious stuff for last. Stay up there. Next thing. We want to make steak and broccoli. So we need cooked steak, a cooked rice, broccoli, and a bowl. And I actually do think I am out of rice efficient, which is a major problem. But I should have some rice somewhere. Just need to look very carefully. No, that's salt. More salt. I'm being thrown off the trail here. There's rice right there. Oh my goodness. One singular thing of rice. One singular thing of rice left. I really hope I don't have anything that needs rice again. I really hope that was the last piece of rice I needed. All right, so broccoli, steak, and a bowl. So let's get a bowl. Let's get a piece of broccoli, and let's get some steak. There we go. We'll go cook that steak real quick. Just like this. I'm actually just going to put this in here right now. Take half of it because that stove is still going to be a problem. Come on. In you go. There we go. And then I do believe we just craft it. Unless I'm wrong. No. There we go. That's raw broccoli that you're making there. No, not a small food plate. No. It's a waste of a bowl, man. That's a waste of a bowl. Bowls are so precious right now. Can you just stay on there, Crown? My goodness. You are not allowed to fall off the king's head. I didn't give you permission. Fermented garlic honey. This is where our fermentation jar goes. So, let's grab a honey bottle. If I can find one. There we go. There's some honey bottles. Let's grab 4 garlic cloves. I'm actually just going to grab all 5. Go to our fermentation jar. Put that there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I do believe it actually needs a bottle. Which we should have here somewhere. There we go. We'll confirm if I have it right. There we go. We'll confirm if I have it right. It does look like it's correct. We are starting to get hungry from all this cooking. Makes sense. 2 cauliflower and a piece of wheat. There we go. A piece of wheat. And we need 2 pieces of cauliflower to make the bread. 1, 2. And then I do believe it goes into the stove. No. Doesn't it? Cooking pot? There's no way. Where do you go? You're in the stove. What are you talking about? Oh, right. You probably don't have that. You're gonna have that struggle every now and then. You are. Fermented garlic honey. There you go. That is done and dusted. You are not gonna use this in anything else. And you know what? We're gonna just drink this. Delicious. Would not eat. Would not eat. Not even if you paid me. Turnip salad. We need bowl, turnip, and cabbage. So, bowl, turnip, cabbage, just like this. Boom, done and dusted. Put it in your crafting bench. There you go. Easy peasy turnip salad. Look at that. We are making headway with this. We're making headway. It's crazy. It's crazy how much headway we're making. All right. Beetroot brownie tray. This is going to be interesting. Beetroot brownie. I don't know about that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 sugars for this. We need, I think, only 2 cocoa. I'm going to confirm now. And 2 sugar. Okay, so I think we've got everything we need for this, right? There, and 2 eggs. All right, 2 eggs. And I do believe you just craft this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, wait, hold on. I clearly don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's 3. Never mind. Never mind. It's like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And there. And there we go. Beetroot brownie. Someone can tell me if that thing exists and if it's actually good. I will take your word for it. Carrot cake. We need a large milk and a whole lot of carrots. So, 1 large milk. We need 3 carrots for this. I'm running out of carrots. That's fantastic. We need an egg, sugar, and wheat. An egg, sugar, and wheat. Sugar and an egg. Now, does this get cooked or do you craft it? You craft it. So, there. And then like so. There we go. Carrot cake, everyone. Delicious. I don't know about that. I've never been a fan of carrot cake. I sound like such a snob, but I just never have been a fan of carrot cake. Not saying it's bad. We need rice and vegetables. I am officially out of rice, I think. I do actually think I am out of rice. I may have put some upstairs, though. I'll have to go and look. I'm fairly certain I put some rice upstairs. Because I'm a disorganized man who doesn't know what he's doing in life. All right, let's go check upstairs. Ah! Yes! Okay, thank goodness. I thought I was out of rice for a second. Oh, my lordy Lou. Okay, rice. We need rice for this. Then, we need any vegetables. So we actually do need a zucchini for this. Ugh, don't know about that one. I might give this one a skip. I'm gonna get a ghost pepper because that's what it did ask for. And then we need, for this vegetables, we need an onion and a carrot. So let's see here. There's a carrot. Do I have any onions? I should. There's an onion. I think we might be out of carrots as well. I'm really running low on stuff here, to be quite honest with you. I'm really running low on stuff here. That's cooking. So we've got the rice with veggies. Next is turnip beef stew. We need a carrot, turnip, and raw beef. So carrot. There we go, actually. Carrot. Carrot. Okay. Turnip. Man. I'm really disorganized. Turnip and some raw beef. There we go. And we cook those up. Just like this. I think we're actually out of bowls. So we're going to have to make new bowls. We really have gone through... This is the most I've ever had to make bowls in the history of Minecraft ever. Do I have any bowls at all? Hold on. Bowl. No. Let's go wood. Let's actually just do this. There you go. Get that planted in there. And then half here. I'm just going to do this. And then... We went through a whole stack of bowls. Are you kidding me? Crazy. And now we have turnip beef stew as well. That's done and dusted out of the way. Give ourselves a round of applause there. That's going to be great. The next thing we need to do is turnip cake. Okay. We need a raw fish. We need some dough. And we need a turnip. And I think this goes into the stove, actually. Does it? Yeah, it does go into the stove. So 1, 2, 3. 1. There we go. So that's going. The next thing we need to do is broccoli soup. So broccoli, small milk, and any vegetables. So we need 2 broccoli, 1 small milk, which we can very easily make like so. There we go. Small milk and any veggie. I'm going to give it some fire. And then we'll put this like this. Boom, boom, in there. Can I have all my milk back, please? Thank you. Baby got milk. Now baby got back, baby got milk. Ugh. That was a good stretch. Broccoli. What the? Why is this not going? What do you need? What do you need? Oh, it needs actual raw beef. Never mind. Okay. We'll give it some mutton. Why not? There you go. Have at it. Like so? What am I doing wrong here? Hold on. Let's see. Dough, mutton, turnip. Dough, mutton, turnip. Huh? Does it, really? You had fire. What are you talking about? What do you even mean? You said you had heat. Anyway. This game breaking my brain. Pasta with broccoli. We need small milk, pasta, and broccoli. So let's see. Small milk, broccoli, pasta, into the cooker, just like this. We will wait before we get out our turnip cake so that the cooking pot can do what it needs to do. Next, we need to make a sweet potato cupcake. So all we need is dough, milk, and eggs. Dough, milk, and egg. So there. We need a small milk and egg. Dough. There we go. And all you do is you put these together. Hello? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? You just said egg. Oh, I need sweet potato dough. Never mind. I'm a fool. I do have some... That's sweet dough, but I don't think it... Does sweet dough count? Sweet dough? Let's see. No, I think I need sweet potato dough for this. Sweet potato dough. I could make this, actually. But I swear I have some somewhere. I do. Sweet potato dough, sweet potato dough. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, nothing too hairy. I just need to find my sweet potatoes. Okay, so sweet potato. We need a bucket of milk, a bucket of water, which I know I have. Get out of here. Then we need, for this, can I have my turnip cake back, please? Thank you. And I'll have this too. There we go. That sorts those two out. That's done and dusted. While we cook the other thing together. Then I made sweet dough, not sweet potato dough. Very interesting. Very interesting. Then we need, to make the sweet potato dough, we need flour and yeast. So yeast needs sugar and wheat. So let's do that real quick. I do have flour and I do have yeast. So now what we do is we put those in here. Just like so. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Mixy, 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 mix. Boop. There we go. Can I just have that, please? Thank you. No. Just give me the thing. Thank you. Sweet potato dough. Can you just sit there? And then all we do is 1, 2, 3. There we go. Sweet potato cupcake. I don't know how it tastes because it's uncooked. But sure. You know what? Who am I to complain? Who am I to complain? It's not like I'm royalty or anything. You know, it's not like my word goes for everyone in the world. All right. So we need dough. Mushroom. Okay. So this one actually requires dough. So dough. So we need a mushroom. Dough. Mushroom, dough. Onion, cooked rice, which we now are able to do. Thank bloody goodness. Although, you know, that doesn't work. Cooked rice. Then we need an onion and a cabbage. So let's see. An onion and a lettuce. It works. Onion, lettuce, dough, and cooked rice. And then I think we cook them all together. Unless we put them all together. Yeah, no, you put them all together. So give me that. And then we go like so. Boom. Vegetable wrap done and dusted out the way. Can we eat this vegetable wrap? Doesn't look like it. So that's fine by me. And we are almost done with this other section. All right. Zucchini sandwich. We need a zucchini, bread, tomato. Okay. So, do I have any zucchinis left? Yes, I do. We need bread. We need tomato. Oi! Bread! Jeez. There. And I do believe all you do is put this together. Damn. I don't know. Zucchini sandwich doesn't grab me. You know, a cheese sandwich, a Philly cheesesteak. Now that could go down well. All right. Now we need a broccoli salad. So all we need is broccoli. We need a tomato and an onion. So there's an onion. We need a tomato. And we need a bowl. I do believe that's all it needs, actually. Is that all you need? Yeah. And this we craft. There we go. Broccoli salad. That is done and dusted out of the way. Done and dusted out the way. We don't need to worry about that. And now I do think we have only these things left. So turnip water. 2 turnips. And we need bottles for this. So 2 turnips. And sugar. Weird. Alright, weird. Do I have any sugar left? Yes. So, we go like so. We put sugar and 2 turnips. So that's going to do what that does. Then we need carrot juice. So we need a small milk for this. And 2 carrots. Again, I don't know about the recipe of this, but you know, sure. There we go. And then 1 milk, 2 carrots. Like so. Yuck. I think I'll just drink this turnip water. And apparently I get resistance now. So that's great. We've made carrot juice now. Which I'll also drink. I'll wait for it before I drink it. This one gives me night vision. Which is fantastic. Can't go wrong with night vision, man. Can't go wrong with night vision. Night vision's great. Okay. And then all we need to do is make sweet potato pancakes. So we need that sweet potato dough. We need maple syrup and a small milk. So let's see. Maple syrup, which I should have an abundance of. Maple syrup, we need a small milk, which is very easy. There you go. Small milk. And we need that sweet potato dough. Now, where did I put that sweet potato dough? That's the normal dough. That's normal dough. I know I had sweet potato dough. Don't lie to me. I had a lot of it. There we go. Sweet potato dough. And then all we do is I believe it goes in a cooking pot like this. And then, my friends, we will have completed most of the cooking. Then all we need to do is do the bakery stuff. Perfect. Sweet potato pancake. Look at that. Delightful, darling. Done. We've done amazing stuff. We've done amazing stuff. Look at this. Look at that. Another piece of rock candy. We did it. Give yourself a round of applause. You did it. Now let's make 100% sure we did it. I don't see any unticked things. So now all we need to do is bake. Now this is where the other part of everything comes together. So we need like white dye for a lot of this. And white dye is very easy to get. So all you do is you get this. We make white dye like so. Red dye is almost just as easy. And we need like, you know, red bush, which I do have. So let's go in here. Red, excuse you. Red. There we go. There's a red tulip. And if we put that there we go. And now all we need for the gingerbread man is some sweet dough, which we do have. There we go. And then you stick this in the stove. Just like this. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Boom. In there. And that's going to make our gingerbread man. Beautiful. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is going to be a long episode. So strap in. It's going to be a long one. All right, there we go. We have now made... She clearly doesn't like that. Oh, well, she's not going to like me eating her, too. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. I have a sugar rush now. I have a sugar rush. Oh, yeah. Eating all them little biscuits. It's going to be great. It's going to be so sweet. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. All right. Next thing is we want to make crusty bread. Yeast, water, and dough. So I should have a bucket. Let's grab some yeast and some dough. So yeast, I do have an actual truck ton of, and we want some dough right over here. And I do believe we put this in here, and that will make... So this is likely only going to be stove stuff. Let's get some banana bread. So we need a chocolate truffle. This is fairly simple to make. We need cocoa beans, wheat, and small milk. So wheat, cocoa, beans, and a small milk. Right over here. And then we do this into there. So we make a chocolate truffle. That's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. We have to wait for this to finish. It's not going to... You mother... freaky frack. Really? Really? You couldn't just do the thing for me. You really couldn't just do the thing for me. All right. We've got crusty bread. Wouldn't you know, normally do that. But we are going to need to keep this bread for a couple of stuff. I do believe we need to make a basket of bread unless it doesn't want it here. Doesn't look like it, but regardless, I am going to keep the bread just in case there's other recipes in it. All right, perfect. So let's make banana bread. We need a banana and dough. I should have a banana still here somewhere. Banana, and we need some dough and a chocolate truffle. Back into the stove we go. Hello. Back into the stove we go. Next one, strawberry cupcake. We need cake dough and strawberry jam. Strawberry jam is very easy. Sweet berries and sugar. That just feels like it's berry jam more than anything, but that's fine. I'm not here to complain. Here you go. You do that. And then we need, for the cupcake, we need cake dough. So we need large milk, sugar, wheat, and egg. So let's see. Large milk, sugar, wheat, and egg. Sugar, wheat, and egg. Sugar, wheat, egg, large milk. Perfect. And then we mix this together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. Where's my wheat? Excuse you. 4. Don't do that again. There we go. Bam. We have cake dough. Excellent. All right. There we go. We made banana bread, which is wonderful. We are now in midwinter. That's how long it's taken us to cook everything. We also have strawberry jam, which we need to put in here. Wait, what do you actually go into? Jar. We need to make a jar. Okay, hold on. Jar. Do I have any jars is the question. Where's my... There we go. Do I have a jar? I do have a jar. Why does this jar feel like it has stuff in it? Oh, it's because it's got lava. Never mind. Okay. Well, cool. Okay, let's just make a jar, shall we? Let's just make one jar. Okay, perfect. Go in there. Yo, brother, why do you not... Hello? Served on jar. Okay, interesting. It's not letting me take my strawberry jam. Why? Oh, it needs... What? It needs another type of jar? Huh? Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. What? That's a mason jar. Jar. I need glass pane. Okay, sure. That's new to me, but yeah. Okay, cool. There we go. What a long roundabout way to go about this. Okay, sure. Strawberry cupcake. Now we need to go to a caking station. So we need to actually make a caking station here. So let's make this thing. Should be fairly simple to make. So let's go caking station. Boom. And we're going to add a new thing to our thing. Let's get caking. Place the cake dough first. Okay. You wanted me to make cake dough. So here's cake dough. Okay. There we go. And then strawberry cheesecake. That what we wanted to make? Strawberry cake. Easy peasy. Look at that. Look at that. Strawberry cake. Now we have a caking station. We're bakers. That's what we are. We're bakers. Strawberry cupcake. Same thing. We need more strawberry jam or sweet berry jam for a sweet berry cupcake. But did we not just do this? Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Before you sell that. What if I do this? No, because that's going to make a cake. Aren't you just the same thing? Aren't you just the same thing? Didn't we just make the same thing? I'm fairly certain we made the same thing. I could buy you from the baker, yeah. Cake dough and sweet berry jam. Right click with a knife to cut. Will that make a cupcake? Surely not. Oh, no, that makes a slice. That doesn't help me. Doesn't help me at all. I mean, I'll eat it, sure, and I got a sugar rush from it, which is great. You know, I'm not gonna say no, but how does this one work then? Explain it to me. Huh? Cake dough and sweet berry jam, which we just made. Okay. So we'll try again. There's my sweet berries. Okay. And then we'll put the sugar there. So we'll cook these two like so. Take this away. Put that back. Oh my goodness, how fast am I? Whee! And then we'll put this in there. Ah! Don't go anywhere. Okay, sweet berry jam. Like so. And then... Okay, that didn't work. It made the same thing. So what are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean? Cake dough and sweet berry jam. That's what it did. It's the exact same recipe. What on earth could you mean? It's the exact same thing. Maybe I need to... Oh. You know what? Maybe you're supposed to do that first. Do I have any more sweet berries? Yes, I do. Okay, let's try a different method so we can figure out what we're doing wrong here. I am going to keep the cake dough on me. Let's just put some of these bowls and stuff away. I'm going to keep the jar. Let's see. Where's all my sugar? Am I out of sugar? Can't be. I have a whole nest growing here at the back. Okay, well, that's fine. I have a whole yard full of sugar here, so far be it from me to say anything. There we go. There's some sugar. Okay, let's do this again so we can understand where we're going wrong here. There. And then put this in a jar. So I can understand. Because that looks more like cupcake to me. So maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Confused. Now that looks more like cupcakes. Okay, so we got the cupcake one sorted. So that's interesting. We've got cupcake sorted. So that was with a knife. Alright? That was with a knife. But now, we need to make sweet berry glazed cookie. So, how do I do this? Let's ponder here. Let's actually ponder. Let's see what it says. Cookies and cupcakes, yeah? To start, place dough. Yeah, alright, cool. To make cupcakes, any kind of knife can be used to cut the cake. Alright, we learned that. For cookies, roll the cupcake dough using a rolling pin. Right. Perfect. Okay, so we need to make a rolling pin. Makes sense. Rolling pin. How do we make you? Very easily. Rolling pin. Boom. Now we have a rolling pin. Okay, this makes absolute sense now. This does make absolute sense. Okay, perfect. So let's take our cake dough, which I have, like so. I'm gonna roll it out. I think we need to cut it first. Roll it, and then we make sweet berry glazed cookies. Oh yeah, we're masters at this. Your king has been busy. By the time you see this will be one video, but it has been a lot since then. So, we have a chest filled with what we need from all the things that I've been busy with. So over here, we need to start with glowberry tart. Now, I had made one already, but I had forgotten to hit the record button. So what you do is, you take glowberry, you take sweet dough, and you take sugar. And you put this in the stove just like this. And I went ahead and I got more coal. Now, while we wait for that one, the next thing we need to do is we need to make some pudding. So in a stove, we need some jam. Now, you can make a whole bunch of jam. We want to make strawberry jam. We could use sweet berry jam, so I think it should work. We're going to find out now if it's going to work, yay or nay. Let's see here. Sweet berry jam. Yeah, it should work. So we make pudding like this. We take egg and a large milk. So one egg, and we can even take like a large goat milk. And what we do is we put it in here, just like this. And that will make what we need. We can stick the sweet berries back in there. And that should sort out our tart and our lovely, lovely, lovely pudding. Although this seems to be warm pudding. Oh, right, we need bowl. I forget. There's our bowls. We're going to need a lot of bowls. So, put the bowl back in there. There's our pudding, and we'll say we got this glowberry tart legitimately right now. So, there we go. Perfect. Now that that is there, let's get to the very next dessert we need to make, which is a paw pie. We need sweet dough, sugar, and a paw. Now, luckily, I have a paw. We need sweet dough and sugar. Luckily, I have one paw because, you know, like I said, I keep forgetting not to sell these things, in all honesty. There we go. That should sort that out. The very next thing that we need to do is a grilled salmon sandwich. And we also need to do this in the stove. So we need, you can take any bread, but I have this crusted bread. We need one raw salmon, and we need, what do we need for this thing? It was a grilled sandwich and a piece of lettuce. And we'll stick that, hello. We'll put that in the stove. Can I just do the correct thing? Thank you. Like that. Boom. And now we have our paw pie. And it looks delicious. Look at that. Look at that. It looks delicious. But we're going to sell it because we don't need that. We don't need that. We're better than that. Food is for nerds. We got the chocolate donut. So let's make a croissant. So we need sweet dough, yeast, and sugar. So sweet dough, sugar, and some yeast. And again, this is all going to be stove made. Or most of them are going to be stove made. There's our grilled salmon sandwich. So that should also be done and dusted out of the way. Let's celebrate a good time here. The next thing we're going to do is baker's bread. So we need a bucket of water, sugar, and dough. Plain old dough. So Bucket of water, dough, and what did it need? Sugar, I'm assuming. Right? Is that what it needed? Baker's bread? Yeah, some sugar. So here we go. Put those three in. Take out the croissants. And it makes 8. So, I mean, we can just, like, slam down some croissants. And that'll keep us refreshed for the time being. Man, we could go for a good cup of coffee right now. Oh, good cup of coffee and a croissant. Let's make some braided bread. So we need dough, sweet dough, and sugar. So we need to get some dough, some sweet dough. So I think that was sweet dough. All right, we need normal dough, and we need sugar. And I got most of these things, if not all of it, from the chests that I have in and around me. All right, there we go. There's baker's bread, and I'm going to munch on that as a sign of victory. Dive into doughy delights. Okay. If you say so, my friend, if you say so. Culinary expert coming through. Let's make a chocolate glazed cookie. So all we need is some chocolate spread and some cake dough. Now, how we make the chocolate spread is like this. All right. So if you go in here, you need to take large milk, sugar, and chocolate into your cooking pot here. And we need a jar for it. So I'm going to take a jar. We need this. We need a large milk. And what was the other thing we needed? Was it sugar? I hope not, because that would be sickly sweet. It was sugar. Oh my goodness. So let's make some chocolate sauce, I suppose, or whatever it's called. I do not have anything there, because why not? Why would I? There's our braided bread. So let's celebrate our braided bread by smashing one in our gob. And then doing that. That's fantastic. We love to see it. We do. We love to see it. Now we're going to take this away, put one jar there, and boom, we've got some chocolate spread. Now remember, how this works is we want this to be cookies. So what you do is you take your cake dough, you put it down, you then take a knife and you break it down to cupcakes, then you take a rolling pin and you break it down to cookies. Then what we do is we take our chocolate spread, right click again, and we've got some chocolate glazed cookies. And you know what? I'm going to munch one, and we get a little bit of a speed boost, because sugar rush. Sugar is bad for you kids. Don't eat too much of it. Now we need an apple cupcake. So we need some apple jam, and that's a quick way to make it. Apple and sugar. Luckily we have apples and we have sugar. So all we do is we put those in there, put the jar there already, and then we're going to get our cake dough out, and we need to make cupcakes. So all we're going to do is we are going to cut this like that. We're going to get an apple jam, and we're going to right click, boom, and there we go. Apple cupcakes. Look at that. Delicious. And I'm going to smash another one. Let me give myself a heart attack with all this sweets. All these sweets. I can practically feel the cavities growing. Now we need to make a chocolate tart. So we need chocolate, we need yeast, and some sweet dough. So where's our chocolate? I'm just going to put the stuff back in that we don't need. So we need chocolate, yeast, and sweet dough. Chocolate, where's my yeast? Yeast and sweet dough. And we're going to go into our stove, put that in there. Is it in our stove? Where's this one? Chocolate tart. Yeast, sweet dough, chocolate. Huh? Oh, right. That's why. We need to cook it. You need to put fire in the thing. That's why. Okay. Anyway, next one. While that's busy there. We need a stuffed cornet. So we need large milk, sweet dough, and sugar. So large milk, sweet dough, and sugar. And then we'll put that in the stove so long before it goes down. Boom. Chocolate tart. Look at it. Just look at it. Amazing. Celebrate the chocolate tartness. But we're gonna sell it. Whoever is getting this from me is having a good old time, ain't they? Alright, so while that's happening, we need to make a plain old cake. So we need large milk, egg, 2 sugars, and 3 wheat. So 1, 2, 3, 1 large milk. Some eggs. I think it's 2 eggs and 3 sugar, right? Is that how it is? Cake? Cake? Cakey? Yeah, okay. So we do like so. Egg. There. Sugar. Wheat. And this is like 3 wheat, 2 sugar. I think that's how it is. Yeah. Cake. Plain old cake. Cake master. Look at that. We got the cake master thing. And look at that. Cake. Obviously. And we destroyed the cake. It's fine though. No one yell at me. It's fine. We made the cake. That's the important part, okay? We'll celebrate later. Now, the next thing we need to do is do this because, you know. Now, we've got done cake. The next thing is bread with jam. We need bread and we need a jam. Now, what the kind of jam do we want? Strawberry jam or sweet berry jam, whichever one. So, we want 2 of these and some sugar. And we put that in a pot like that. And we want a jar. And then all we need is some bread. Like, all we need is a piece of bread. And that we can get by getting the crusted bread over here. There we go, crusty bread. And then jam. And then I think you just put them together in a crafting table, if I remember correctly. Yep, so all we do is this. Boom, bread with jam. Who doesn't like bread with jam? Come on. Come on now. I know you peasants in the comment section love your bread with jam. All right, the next one is a baguette. We need sweet dough, and yeast. So we need plain old dough. We need sweet dough. Where's my thing? Where's sweet dough and yeast? Where's my yeast? There's my yeast. Okay, cool. So we go 1, 2, 3. Put some fire in there, and that will make our baguette. That takes care of that. Next one, a bun. We need dough, yeast, and egg. So, egg and dough. Where's my dough? There's my dough. Do, re, mi, you know? Do, re, mi. We'll put those in there. Get our baguette. Wee wee baguette, people. Wee wee baguette. Always remember wee wee baguette. Never forget the wee wee baguette. Remember that quote. For Eon. We need a strawberry cupcake. So that means we need strawberry jam. How do we make strawberry jam? Easy. I'm going to show you. Right? Just like this. We take our cooking pot. Like this. I only need 1. So please, we don't need that much strawberry jam. We'll take a jar. Put the jar down here. And get ourselves some strawberry jam. And then once we do that, we get our dough out. So let me get my dough. Or my cake dough. And we want cupcakes. So remember, put your dough down. Get your knife out. Grab the cupcake. Grab your strawberry jam. Right click. Boom. Strawberry cupcake. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And you know what? We'll eat one just to celebrate. Give myself a sugar rush. Probably get a heart attack from all this running. You know. Because the exercise will probably kill me. Alright. Perfect. Now that we have done that, we are so close. Let's grab our bun out of the oven. Don't you dare. I know you. That's our bun. I'm going to slam a bun in my gum. There we go. Boom. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Get that done and dusted. And then the very next thing we need to do is a strawberry glazed cookie. We already know what we need to do here. So 1 strawberry. 1 sugar. In here. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Give me that sugar. 1 jar. 1, 2. Get rid of this because, again, you know, fun times. Hello? Where you at? Don't get rid of my stove. What's wrong with you? There we go. Boom. Cook that up. Let's get our cake dough. Right there. 1 of those. Okay, I said 1 of those. Drop you here. We want to make cookies. So do that. Rolling pin it. Like that. Get your strawberry jam. Slam it out. There's your cookies. Cupcake master. You cannot even begin to comprehend how glorious this is for all of us, including you, especially you watching. Now, we need a peach linzer tart. So what has to happen here is you have to get peach preserve. We all know how to get peach preserves. Like I said, I was busy doing a whole bunch of stuff. All right? A whole bunch of stuff. So we need sweet dough and sugar. So once you get all of those, you slam it in here like this, and that's going to make what you need, unless, yes, we still need to do that. Perfection. Let's get the next one out, an orange bundt cake. So we need eggs, oranges, and yeast. I'm going to go fetch some oranges out of my other chest, and let's get the yeast out. So that's also great. Pop those 3 in. We now have our peach linzer tart. So that will also help contribute to the glory of perfection. Then the next thing we need to do is push this a little bit up because I can feel it falling off. We have our orange bundt cake. These look delicious, honestly. Kidding me? I would love to eat this. Oh, it looks so creamy and juicy. All right. How you describe a cake is moist. Dragon fruit roll. We need dragon fruit preserves, sweet dough, and sugar. Same thing that we did. Dragon fruit dough, sugar, and dragon fruit dough. All right, sure, cool. Rain, fantastic. Dragon fruit preserves, sugar, and sweet dough. So let's get our sweet dough. Pop this into our oven just like this. The last two, my friends. The last two. Grilled bacon sandwich. We need bread and 2 pieces of raw bacon. So we need that bread and we need 2 pieces of raw bacon. We slam it into the stove just like this. 1, 2. There we go. We have our dragon fruit roll. And again, eat one to celebrate. Just like this. Beautiful. And then, for our final dish, a plain old waffle. Sweet dough, maple syrup, and eggs. Sweet dough, maple syrup, and egg. Just like this. And we have done it. We have achieved the cooking trophy perfection. It took us a while, everyone. It took us a while. But finally, after all that turmoil, you have become a master chef. And that right there, my friends, is the master chef cooking. And we got a nice bunch of experience. So let's eat up all this experience. Look at that. Put this in there. And then, my friends, let's take a look at our trophy. Wham. Look at that. Just look at it. Look at it. Let's just take a moment to appreciate what we've done. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You know what? It needs to even be solidified in the kitchen. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So, my dear Sunlit Valley compatriots, we have one trophy left to claim, and that will be the bruise. Thank you so much for your presence here, peasants. We hope you enjoyed this extremely long episode, and it was a very long episode to get all this cooking done. I do hope you enjoyed. If you have not hit the subscribe button, you are a filthy peasant and will be condemned to the coal mines forever. Until next time, your king says, goodbye, peasants.